We stone.
We stone.
We streaming.
We streaming.
We stone.
We stone.
We streaming.
We streaming.
Came to this motherfucker like
Yeah.
yeah. All my niggas in the chat and we also high. It's fun. Stone, 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 stream, stone, 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 stream, stone, 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 stone. All my niggas in the chat they looking like high. It's fun. All my niggas gon' get that shit and roll. We stone, we stone, we stream it and stream it. We stone, we stone and stream it. Yeah, getting to the money, gotta get into the bag like yeah, yeah. Roll up, plenty motherfuckers breathing like yeah. All my niggas in the chat, they hot as fuck. Yeah, getting to the bag, getting to the bag like yeah. All my niggas we stone just streaming. All my niggas we getting to the cheese and all my niggas we ain't gon' stop going to stop breathing. Yeah, 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 yeah. We streaming, we stone, and streaming, we stone, and streaming, we stone, and streaming.
Is this thing on? No, I was fucking with y'all. What up?
What it do be? What's going on, Stolen Streaming family? It's your boy, Righteous Ain't Playing. And you know who we got with us.
You already know. Saddam Singh, what's up? What's up, bud? What's up? Oh shit, the emoji showing shit, huh? Wow. Okay. Usually they don't. That's dope though. Devo, what it do? End of life, always the first motherfucker. As soon as I make the fucking thumbnail, that boy's here. I do allow me to step away for 1 second to grab my coffee as we get things going. I was running
Hell no.
tad late myself. I can't blame it all on Righteous. I'd be a bad guy if I did that. Yeah, you sound fabulous, man. I'd be a horrible guy if I did that. Even though it says you muted, I can still hear you. Let me check these levels. Hopefully everybody sound all right.
Shit, we should be good over here. I was just looking at some something a little different. Let's see.
Cool.
This one. Yeah, it would have to be that one. I'm just gonna mute myself. Did you already grab your coffee, homie?
No, I'm getting ready to go. Copy land, better thing. I'm gonna leave it up. I'm gonna leave it up. I'll be right back.
Into the Life says he's on that Butterfingers number 4. Fire, gas, peanut cross is Candyland times peanut butter breath by Third Coast. You make Oreos in Pure Michigan. Nice, man. Yeah, man, that Oreos train, man. I've never smoked Pure Michigan. And the Oreos, if I'm gonna be honest with you, it's just like anything else. Depends on who grew it, right? Because I've had some Oreos that I thought they weren't that good. And I've had some Oreos that were grown halfway decent. Like the homie 1080p had grew some Oreos that was halfway decent, you know what I'm saying? From what I can remember.
For some reason, Inu grabbed my beard, which is, I don't know why I want to say Red Stripe. You know, niggas think everybody from Jamaica drink Red Stripe. Niggas always, you from Jamaica? Oh, Red Stripe, huh? Man, that nigga probably hate fucking Red Stripe, bro. He's probably like, man, fuck a Red Stripe. I am eating
Red Stripe ain't horrible. You know what I'm saying? That's actually pretty decent. I can appreciate a Red Stripe.
Some good old oatmeal cookies that the homegirl made for me. Supposed to get me fried. But I've been eating them. I don't know if they get me fried. My shit be like, man, my shit send niggas home. So that shit good though. And he is drinking Red Stripe. Okay, there we go. And which red stripe always make me think about what? What do it make you think about, Righteous? It made me think about Stripe, the payment.
Yeah, I can't say that, man. I would say that shit probably reminds me more of beer than anything. Which is what it is.
I got you. I got you. I had to take my advice. First of all, chat, what's been going on with y'all, man? Hopefully y'all week was good and shit. Hopefully everything was all right. What about you, big dog? How your week was?
Well, shit, man, you already know, man, a bunch of bullshit, man, but can't complain, man, because the shit could always be worse, right?
You ain't never lied about that, bro.
Yeah, I'm over here. I got some shit kind of set back up, man, but trying to get it set back up.
Whew.
Where
Yeah.
I can get back on the mic, get a little bit better, do everything from the computer type shit. Right now, I'm just using the phone, which, that shit work too. Don't get me wrong.
And who said he just did a download to the universe? Well, not a full download. He just did a little bit of an upload.
Yeah, man, I got a little bit over here myself, but shit, I done had these motherfuckers for a minute.
Man, you still got them same shrooms over there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have had them. Hey, but you will get a little wild hair, if you will, and just be like, yeah, nigga, I'm gonna go ahead and do me an eighth of shrooms. Like what?
Yeah, man. I mean, well, I normally don't do an eighth, so that's a lie. But one thing I will tell people, and this is just no, Biggie. What are you talking about? I'll tell you what I do if you shut the hell up for a second. Damn.
You do half.
No. You do pounds. You do pounds of shrooms, nigga.
You do half, son.
I seen you a whole tub, a whole mono tub. The fuck,
man.
Nah, if I'm trying to get zooted, man, I do about like 2 grams, 2.5 grams. If I'm just chilling, shit, and smoking, shit, I might just eat 1 gram, and you'll still feel it. You know what I'm saying? Cause the weed ain't no weed that strong. Excuse me.
Okay.
But them mushies be good, man, especially when you start to get to yawning. That's how you know the motherfucker's strong. At least that's, how I feel about it.
Too much. What's up, bud? Say cheers to everyone. Too much work to do individual call outs. It's all good. If they good, that's how you need a stem and cap.
Mm-hmm. And they got so many different types of mushrooms too, man. That's the other thing that's pretty cool about it. You can find it's almost like strains of weed. You can find the particular I guess you would say I can't remember what you call that shit. Strain, maybe, probably.
Do you do a stem rub on your mushroom?
Spoken like a nigga who's never done mushrooms. Come down my shit this Hey guys, I'm talking because I have lips. That's how that shit was.
I did a stem rub on this mushroom. It's special. We smoking Landing today, and we also gonna be dabbing some Wonka bars actually, because I'm running out of weed, so I got to make my weed last. And we all know that's the only time Chosen dabs is when he's running low on weed to make his weed last.
Hey, look, man, that should be necessary, bro. Cause you already know if you ain't got no trees, shit, you liable to go out here and kick a motherfucker off the edge of a bridge or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
So,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what would happen if I actually, let's just say, I didn't have any trees, and I didn't have any money to get any, and I couldn't phone a friend or none of that. Cause you gotta understand, like, nigga, the friends are not there for real. Like, nigga, you was the main friend, and hey, we all know what happens, man. You moved to Venezuela, and that's a nice little setup you got, or wherever you fucking there it was, Venezuela, one of them foreign ass, weird ass countries.
Brazil, Philippines. That would fuck up, man.
Lady boy.
Canada. I don't know if you ever seen that meme. They had some African dude. I guess he was maybe working on his speech or something, but that shit was so funny. He was trying to say like places and states. And when he
I
got to
just
like Canada, that motherfucker was like, Canada.
I just remember in the beginning.
Hell yeah, man. Shit, hopefully, man, we should have a surprise for y'all next week, man. I think we got a guest lined up for next week.
Not only
We're
is
gonna
this a
see.
surprise for y'all, it's a surprise for me too, chat. I had no
Mm,
idea.
yeah, I believe we're supposed to have a guest lined up for next week. However,
That's what's up.
don't want to put no words in nobody's mouth because you know how that shit go.
What up, Django? Nah, it's all good. We sitting here chilling.
But we definitely trying to line it up for y'all boys. For sure. For sure.
Yeah, because once I get out this motherfucking surgery, best believe me, I'm hitting the ground running. Because I actually will be able to run at that point. So, we gonna line up some more guests. We got, man, my garden is all kinds of fucked up. So we gonna have to get all of that shit back right. We got a lot of shit we got to get right. Uh, coming up. Coming up. More research will be done on all kinds,
Hell yeah.
on everything. I actually want to do a Q&A. You know what I'm saying? We ain't quite big enough yet, but I would love because it's gonna be. Look, I already know who's gonna be submitting the questions. It's gonna be Piff. It's gonna be Django. It's gonna be It might be Kong, which yeah, he ain't even here, huh? I forgot the time change. Fucked him up because even though it's still the same time, I think this nigga does some type of outside shit. So he be like, oh man, but it's still light now. I'm like, nigga, it's the same time. Guys, it's the same time.
Mm, where would that be at? Yeah, man, this shit crazy, man. Cause man, I got on this motherfucker like, oh yeah, man, setting this shit up, it'd be a breeze. Now I gotta get some fucking some drivers and all kinds of shit, man, to get this shit set up right.
What you got? New computer?
Nah, just my old one. I don't know if you have remember, man. I had some issues with that motherfucker and restarted the whole damn thing.
I do. I do remember when you did that.
And I never got that shit set back up.
Oh no.
So that's what we're working on right now. And we will get it set back up, so I ain't worried about that. But that allowed me to do shit like share my screen and shit like that.
Will we be having Spark Vader tonight?
I don't know who that is. What are you talking about? Will I be smoking on my tobacco or nicotine vape pen? Is that what you're calling Spark Vader? It's just a vape pen, guys. Calm down.
God damn, footage shows aftermath of raid on Diddy's Los Angeles residence. They finna drag that nigga.
Man, how'd y'all feel about that out there in the chat, man? Y'all feel like Diddy got what he deserved? Do y'all, I mean, me personally, I just feel like, man, when there's been like years and years have gone by, like, why are y'all playing? Like, y'all should have did this shit a long time ago.
Which I think that is the better of the questions right there. Right? What took y'all so long? And who say what happened? They rated. Here's the thing. And I know we more than just a cannabis channel. We stoned and streaming, which means we get stoned and talk about everything. That's where the streaming part come in. So, you know. Here's what happened though. You know, they raided this cat house based on some human trafficking type shit. And I think that was based on a couple complaints between one being the one dude, and then I think it was that shit that the girl did, Cassie or whatever, right? And that's what led to that shit, right? And as Piff says, he suspect, but the shit didn't start till he went after the owners of Ciroc. This is true. It's a lot of it's a lot of it's a lot of backstory. It's a lot of backstory, right?
Now, wasn't you saying earlier this your city has adopted a new term, no Diddy or something like that?
No,
Y'all been saying that?
I didn't say my city. I said it's a new term going around. God, no Diddy. They was talking about that shit on It Is What It Is. Uh, podcast and motherfucking Anthony Davis was talking about it. Everybody been talking about that shit. Like everybody's been saying no Diddy instead of instead of pause. Or if you from the old school, instead of no homo, which that'll get you slammed saying no homo now.
It damn sure will, buddy.
But
Gotta watch those words.
No Diddy, but that reminded me because I'm kind of old when we used to say no diggity, but that shit ain't gonna stick. Everything's gonna go away. Like, I mean, for real. Excuse me. For real, once you get a certain age and talk to a certain people, you don't be saying pause with everything. You just don't. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just understand. Oh man, Big Gene. Yeah, that's the St. Louis nigga right there. If I ever seen one. He been saying that shit for years, Django. All that shit is out. Cass is the one who started it. Yeah, on that part, yeah, they call him Brother Love. That's that 50 Cent shit, calling that boy Brother Love. That's
you don't remember when Diddy was running around talking about his name was Brother Love?
Yeah, I do. But 50 brought that shit back up, though. Pumping him up, calling him Brother Love.
Midnight Train in Paris. Man. A lot of people say Diddy foul, man. And that's not to say he isn't or is, I just think this shit is crazy. I'm like, God damn.
In all honesty, we all know it's all kind of skeletons in every Hollywood's closet. I mean, Gene had been telling us all this weird shit that's been going on. It's kind of like, I think we might have been talking about this earlier. It's kind of like when you over sensationalize shit, and it's like, I give you an example. It's like, oh man, this dude here and stole or broken into over 70 cars. And then you find out the person that actually said that was lying because it was nowhere near 70 cars. It was 2. But when you find out it was only 2 cars, it's a lot less sensational. So you like look past that shit. But really, it actually was more than 2. It was more like 22. But it still wasn't 70 you was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like shit be over sensationalized. And then when you find out the real numbers, it don't mean shit like that no more. Bro, it's all good. Real quick, it's all good. Shout out while you here, because I know you only stopping through just to show support. They be stealing your shit, bro. They be straight stealing your shit, stealing your titles and shit, and that's fucked up. But I don't really got no voiceover on that side of things, so I don't say shit. But they be straight stealing your shit, bro. I see that shit. But I think that it's gonna be all right, man. Diddy need to do what what you call it did. Diddy need to do what my boy Simmons did. You know what I'm saying? He just go ahead and bounce.
Head on over to Valley.
Why not? Look, eventually, bro. Think about it like this. If let's just say Hollywood is fucked up, and we're gonna get into some cannabis talk in a minute, but let's just say if Hollywood is fucked up like that, like all the shit we say it is, right? Which I think it is. I really think it is. I think that it's exactly like how we all think it is, right? I really do. Well, if it's like that, eventually everybody in Hollywood is fucking gonna end up over in that motherfucker and make a whole new Hollywood. So like that's my thing. Why not just go over there? Go over there where Russ said. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be more to follow. It's going to be more to follow. Just go over there and set that shit up over there. You ain't got to be in Hollywood to be Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could, like, dog, what's stopping them to, I just thought about this right now. What's stopping them, right? What's stopping them from just going over to that bitch and creating a whole new fucking Hollywood? Right? And just broadcasting from over there. Man, and if R. Kelly had the money and the means, his ass should have ran too. They need to, everybody, look, Russell Simmons, you know what?
What about Russell Simmons, man?
Russell Simmons needs to be the modern day Harriet Tubman and start shipping them niggas over there for safety. He needs to start shipping all the stores over there and giving them safe haven, and then they just create a whole new thing over there. That's what he need to do. That's really what he need to do.
Wow. So you can just get up with everybody and head on back, huh?
Yeah, man, yeah, dog. Because everybody know this ain't the fucking end. Why don't you base your operations over fucking there where they can't stop you? They can't stop you. Base your operations from over there where they can't stop you, bro. Why would you do that? I don't even understand. Like, my boy says looking 3D over there. I heard that. I ain't ever took that download to the universe, but I know Righteous know what you're talking about.
Hell yeah. The motherfucking plant's gonna start talking to you in a minute.
Probably.
Water me, please. I'm thirsty. Yeah, man. Hey, sometimes, man, shit, I can remember being on shrooms and not want to even fucking leave and go outside. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like, damn, let me just stay here in this little room. Sometimes that shit drive your fucking anxiety up through the wall, you know?
Yeah, I think all this shit is gonna blow over or something with Diddy. He'll either leave. He ain't gonna. I don't think he's gonna allow himself to go to jail. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, we shall see, man. We shall see. But
What up,
outside of that, man, we most definitely do got a very we got some interesting topics for you guys tonight. You know, that's just kind of what's going on. Also, man, just real quick, man, RIP to those who lost their lives in that bridge and ship accident. Because I think they had a few people who died. I think it was out there in Maryland. Not sure if you saw it at all.
I didn't. They talk about Diddy, the one that did Kid Cudi car. Huh. That's why.
Let's see here.
We'll see where this goes. That nigga pissed somebody off. That's what I always say. That's what I always say. When shit like this happen, you piss somebody off. Cause everybody got everybody's secrets. It ain't like oh, we just found out Diddy fucked up. Everybody been doing this shit. Get the fuck out of here. But and this is the last thing I'm saying, I'm gonna leave it alone. But this just made me think about the more important thing that we was talking about earlier. How it's set up to where now, if you are a person that got this this never happened to me, but because I ain't got no money like that. But if you are a person that flies somebody from New York to Chicago and they come back later and say it was against their will, that's actually trafficking now. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's setting up a new precedent for that, where I feel like, to your point, I feel like 6-7 years ago that wouldn't have been considered trafficking. But now everything like dog, what if slavery was just trafficking? Right?
Oh, that shit was. That shit was a little bit of everything.
Cause think about it. That's like we sold ourselves. The black people sold black people to the white people. Okay, so that means now here it's all about how you look at shit, right? Oh, so we got traffic, right? Oh man, the people in Africa was fucked up because they trafficked, and I'm gonna be done after this. The people in Africa was fucked up because they trafficked people over to the United States. But what if the people in Africa took all of the fucking criminals and killers and thieves and rapists, and they said, you know what, get them out the fucking country, and they sent them over here, and it was actually fucking punishment. Like, I'm not saying it was, but I'm just saying, like, dog, we would never fucking know, because it's how people write shit a lot of times. Again, so what I'm saying is it's a thin line between trafficking the way you use it. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely human. See, human trafficking. But it's crazy though. Again, would that make it any better if we somehow found out like, yeah, you guys sold yourself out, but it was all the people that y'all didn't want into in y'all society, right? Would you look at it differently then, bro? Would you be like, oh, okay, cool, or would you still be like, man, it's fucked up, like how people are now? And I'm high. I just thought
Um,
about this shit.
yeah, man. You are high, man. Because we haven't talked about weed yet. Let's talk about some weed, man. Let's get into this shit, man. Let's not alienate our
Topic.
what we got today, man. What's the first topic, homie?
The first topic will be a citrusy smelling terpene in marijuana can reduce anxiety and paranoia caused by THC. Is that interesting to you? What you think about that?
Man, I might need some of that right now, man, because I have anxiety and paranoia of slavery. Shit, nigga, yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, I think this shit is dope. All the different medicine or all the different things that cannabis can be used for, and with more scientific research, um, because of certain laws in certain places. And I think you only gonna find more and more and more of this. Uh, I would ask you because I know you've had a couple citrus leaners like orange ribs, and I know it's a couple things you use that has some that OKC in it. Do you find that the citrusy orange terps relieve your anxiety?
Hey man, funny thing about that. Let me get this to a suitable place real quick. It's not Pokemon. Funny thing about that,
Okay.
I know, right? Funny thing about that, for me, in terms of anxiety, um, I never really I never really notice myself get anxious with anything because if I'm high, I'm usually just like how I am now. My biggest thing for me is usually if I'm talkative, excuse me, if I'm talkative or not talkative, more so anxiety wise, right? So I will say it's hard for me to tell with any of that because I just generally don't have a lot of anxiety. Um, Typically, I would have to really think hard the last time I had more or less anxiety behind smoking weed because it's literally just like not one of them things that happen with me often. Same thing with like as far as a couch lock. Like if you got couch lock, does that mean you don't have anxiety? Cause like I don't know, my shit used to be broken down to couch lock and not feeling like doing nothing, or talking like a motherfucker and not letting nobody get a words in edgewise and like laughing and giggling and shit, right? I can't never really remember a time where I smoked some weed and I was like, yo, that shit made me paranoid. So
Well, I believe that I know a lot of the sativas back in the day. Some people would equivalent that or with a like a racy high. You know.
now all weed calms me down. So I don't know, man. I could have swore I muted that. All weed calms me down. So I can say that that's true in that aspect, but I can't say that it was just uh one. Yeah. All right, on Andrew. I'm glad that shit working out for you. Uh, Watch out because that motherfucker got legs. It'll fucking start leaning and shit. If it ain't in the squat, let me do something about that. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. But yeah, all the weed really calmed me down.
Yeah, man, that's just interesting, man, because weed, the same weed, two people smoke the same thing and have two completely different reactions or effects, if you will. And yeah, man, I most definitely smoked some bags where that shit had me a little bit sped up. You know what I'm saying? A little bit paranoid.
I do.
A little bit on edge. Whereas other weeds, you know what I'm saying, most definitely have that more calming, relaxing effect. And you got some shit that just put your ass to sleep. Um, some shit that make you like lose equilibrium damn near. You know what I'm saying? So it really just depends. But I find that shit to be very interesting that, hey, they are starting to dig into these terpenes just a little bit more, you know?
They are. And excuse me. Hopefully, just like how we got the purple, hopefully we can get some type of at-home testing that's not a lab that can actually test for things of that nature, like terpene profiles and shit like that. Because I know I can go to my regular grocery store right now and get a test for THC and CBD content, right? But I can't. It won't give me a terpene readout, if you will.
Yeah, man, I think those type of tests are typically going to be just a tad bit more expensive than like the T-checks or these purple machines that you seeing people use at different events.
Well, the hope was that as technology sped up, that hopefully we can get that cheaper. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can get a version of that at home and cheaper is what I'm hoping. Just like in the beginning, the purple thing wasn't there neither. Like nobody was counting on the purple like that, and it happened, and it came on the scene, and I guess they had a version of it that was super expensive, and then they came with a version of it that was more affordable, and the price actually kept getting cheaper. So hopefully, um, they'll come out with something that can actually. It don't have to be exactly like the lab, but at least can tell you something about the terpenes, something. You know what I mean? Is what I would hope.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they come out with. I'm pretty sure they will. And trying to integrate that technology into like a smaller area, you know, because God knows what the actual machines do. I mean, it would be interesting just to see what the testing actually does. Like, are you steaming? Are you steaming? You know what I'm saying? The fucking the trichome off the motherfucking plant, and then melting that motherfucker. Like, what the fuck's actually happening during that
I
testing?
wonder, do they got to put it in a centrifuge in order to get that type of information? Because them hoes cost a lot of money, and if it got to be in a centrifuge, then the average
Mm,
motherfucker can do it.
I don't think the centrifuge itself is expensive. I think it's the software that breaks down what the results of the centrifuge. Because a long time ago, probably about, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, man, I had looked into like trying to do like a grill company and buying the equipment. And even though it may be a little bit different type of centrifuge, you would use one of those too as well, for putting the gold around the mold and shit like that. So when I was looking, I think it's probably about $1,500 at the time. I don't know if it's more or less, or even if you still have that same type of machine.
I was reading this comment. The auto the story. Maybe I don't. I would have to see more research about that. I'm gonna highlight that. We'll talk about that in 1 second. That's
Them
interesting.
rattlers, you talking about them rattlers, man?
Nah, but Emerald Coast 420 say there's so many different terp profiles in smoke. It's hard to test for what ones in it, and with all the hybrids, it's rough. That's what I was gonna bring up. It's got to be hard to isolate with all these hybrids. You got orange, lime, and you got all of these different terps. And I think that's what costs the money, because you gotta isolate all them shits in order to find out what's the fucking percentage of it is what. You know what I mean? that's really what I think. We got to figure this shit out. I just bought some shit look like the real deal, but that ain't it. This THCA shit out. I just bought some shit that look like the real deal, but that ain't it.
Hey
Looks.
man, I seen your video, man. You was clowning your peoples and shit, man. That video was kind of funny.
I should go play that motherfucker, but I'm not. Looks like the about to knock out and the real THC and replace it with that bullshit. Pip, I don't know where. I'm not even gonna ask what city or state you in. I haven't actually ran across like the THCA like that. I would have to go look for it. But I don't even really get my shit off the streets like that no more. And in the dispensaries, I'm probably gonna get the cheapest shit available because I'm probably gonna get the cheapest shit available because what I found out is, unfortunately, whether and I haven't paid top shelf, top shelf, and I refuse to. But when I paid, like if the top shelf was platinum, I bought gold. But what I found is, no matter what I bought, I pretty much have been disappointed with everything I've gotten from the dispensary ever, except for Dulce Lotto. That's the only thing that I've gotten where I was like, oh shit, this is pretty fucking good. Everything else has just been or disappointing. That's number one. But as far as the THCA, here's the thing. That shit, and then we might work up a whole. I might do some research and work up a whole show. And here's why. Because half the people say that it's real weed until you light it on fire. Once you light it on fire, it's the same type of weed that we smoking. Other people say it's actually fucking hemp. So what I'm thinking, and this, I haven't done any research yet because I haven't really thought about shit like that. But what I think is happening is, like the old saying goes, two things can be true, and I think both of them are true. And I think that people are moving real weed with hemp weed, and that's under the guise of that. So sometimes you could be like Piff and think you buying some real shit, right? Because hey, THCA is just weed that hasn't been combusted yet, and it's actually hemp, which is also THCA. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, it sounds like his motherfuckers is just playing in gray areas. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. And now what's happening is the gray areas is really fucking gray because now when you on the streets getting that shit, you don't even know.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing too, man. According to Django, he said it's CBD, and I have been seeing.
Which
I
is
don't know.
again, which is hemp. Because in the beginning, you remember when I used to always ask you, I used to be like, Righteous, what's the difference between weed CBD and hemp CBD? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, nigga, hemp is CBD. And it's like, what? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I never really got past that part anyway. So it's like now all niggas is doing is, well, all people are doing rather is selling CBD, like Django said, hemp under that guise, but they also selling weed under that guise. I guess if you moving weed on the internet or whatever, I think that's how it started. We gonna say it's THCA, which it technically probably could be, right? And move it like this, but then also people on the street getting their head knocked off because now you buying
Yeah.
this great looking hemp, and it's THCA, and you actually got some THCA that got you high because it was actually fucking weed. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really what's happening with this. You wanted to see what it was about? I guess you found out.
Yeah, man, that shit just crazy to me that motherfuckers will do you that way, man. You know what I'm saying? Not
Base
even trying to
smoke.
be funny.
Yeah. Base smokes. Yeah, that's probably anything that you probably pull the website up. Okay. We'll do that shit real quick for you.
That farm bill brought a bunch of that bullshit to the surface. Hey, look, bro, it did, but it also made it to where you had access to more seeds too, in my opinion. So it really just depends on what spectrum or what area you're operating in.
Here's the thing. Can y'all see the screen? Looking at this shit right here, anything, this just me. This just me right now. Anything off the jump from a place like anything off the jump from a place like this, right? I'm already gonna think this shit. It's not gonna get me high. I'm going to think that already, because to me, this look like the shit that I be seeing. This look like the shit that I be seeing when I'm watching a video on YouTube. Then they talk about what's that mood cannabis, legal cannabis to your door. That's what that shit made me think about. When I see, but I could definitely trying to see. I could definitely see you being curious, right? But looking at this shit. Yeah, I don't think we there yet. That shit right there kind of look like mold a little bit, but I know it ain't. But that, I don't know if y'all can see my pointer, but nigga up in that crevice, that don't look right. That don't look too cool. But look, let's go to THCA flower. Shout out to Pip for being the experimental guy. Uh, Pip, if you don't mind, what actually did you order? I think he might have told us what he ordered and I wasn't paying attention. Let's see. Let's look up in the chat. We'll look at this and then we'll move on to the next topic. You rolling up some now? In the back of the magazine? What are y'all talking about? I'm trying to find out what he actually bought. Yeah, right. I don't know about you, but if I ordered anything off of her, I would expect it to not get me high.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I wouldn't order anything up there, period. Because, like, I mean,
Nah.
it's almost like, I feel like I'm at that stage where, the old niggas was like, yo, I only smoke Reggie. I don't want no loud. Now I'm just like, hey, man, I only want loud. I don't want none of this, none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool on that. That's how I
See,
feel about that shit.
look at this shit here. Will THCA flower get me high? Yes, THCA converts to regular THC that we all know and love when smoked or baked in edible. That's that bullshit. I ain't gonna turn today's show into that, but we definitely gonna dig deeper into this because I know that that's complete bullshit. That is fucking.
Hell yeah. I would agree with that, man.
But check it out. Gushman son. Yeah, check it out. Gumbo, damn. All y'all just have. Who else has? Let me ask a question to those who willing to comment in the chat. Has anybody else tried anything like that? Like I've never fucking even thought about trying anything like that. Cause that shit remind me. I don't know if y'all had it back in the day in y'all smoke shops, but it reminded me of the shit that be in a smoke shop. They used to call it wizard weed. It'd be like fake weed.
Yeah, you talking about K2 and Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah,
You talking about Spice.
Nah, well, yeah, it was actually even before Spice, you know what I'm saying? But it's all the same shit, same type of fake ass weed, right? I would never, that's what I would be thinking that shit would be. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Lebanita? I would, because I can't, because we not there yet, right? For the shit to be like federally legal to where I would feel like I could just order the shit. So I feel like that would definitely have to be like hemp. It would have to be.
Nice, man. Nice. Shit, what other I know we got a few more topics. What we got next?
We got the rolling paper company seeks content creator to get paid to smoke weed.
Hey, look, man, I think this is a dope ass topic, man, for y'all. I mean, the shit did come out a week ago, but if any of y'all are like serious content creators, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, this might be something to kind of take a look at for yourself, you know? That's quite a salary just to sit back and roll up and smoke and shit. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit more that you're going to have to do because it pretty much sounds like you're going to be a brand ambassador. So when I think about that shit, I always think about that one dude. What's his name? YouTube. What up, YouTube? Whatever that motherfucker's name is. He seemed like he would be the guy for that fucking job. But if there's any of y'all out there, man, who are interested, man, y'all might want to check that out. Man, what do you think about that, man? Would
Um,
you take that job?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a lot of money to me. 70 bands, annually. Yeah, I'd do it. Of course, it's better than what I do now for sure. Um, would I like it? It would just depend on fucking what the job entailed of and shit like that. But I was trying to look it over because I hadn't actually looked at it. It was interesting, but it's very very vague, and doesn't really do a whole lot of telling you of what you're doing. Mr. Nice Guy is not Spice. Don't you go disrespecting Mr. Nice, he says.
Man, you crazy. Who said that?
What's up, bud?
Yeah, ask Inu. Ask Inu down there in them glades. They did have a Mr. Nice Guy, and they had a what was the other shit that was popping? They had all kind of K2, man. You used to buy that shit at the fucking gas station.
I would read the whole contract as well. It seems weird. Is everything is like I said from the small article that it was very vague. Did his job though. A lot of shock words and shock things, and we gonna throw up the salary, nigga, to shock you. But interesting. But like he said, if y'all want to apply something to a 420, you know what I'm saying. Where do we got it? Where do you got it? I need to get better at posting. What I should have did, and what I will do next time is link this shit in the description. I'm gonna start. Do y'all even? Just a quick question while I'm looking to see where you go. Do y'all even read the descriptions to shit? Because sometimes I put descriptions, sometimes I don't.
Hey, look, just to piggyback off that topic, man, because I'm curious to know, man. Would y'all take that job? 70 bands a year, but they only gave you brick pack Reggie to smoke. Just all you could smoke out of those papers. Couldn't put no loud in it. You couldn't bring your own weed. You just had to smoke the shit that they had in that fucking paper. Would you still take that job? 70 bands if it was brick pack Mexican weed?
Yeah.
Hey, look, me too, man. 70 bands, that's a nice little check. You feel me? Hey, man, we could be some Reggie smoking ass motherfuckers, man.
Okay, this is where you would go. You would go to daysavers.com, guys. And they got a whole website going on.
Levanita says, after taxes, it ain't gonna be 70 bands. Yes, but you just get to smoke weed all day in combs. That's true, man. Shit.
Went to apply until the submission window closes on 20th. Here's my thing. I feel like for the most part, they got the motherfucker pick that they wanted already. This is just great publicity. I don't think any normal person really got a chance to get this job, to me, personally.
You don't think so? Who you think you're gonna have to be, man?
You're gonna have to what's old boy name that do the you're gonna have to be like old boy Cali, what's dude name, man, that do the little, you're gonna have to have a lot of fucking, this ain't just for no regular motherfuckers. This is for a motherfucker that got like 200,000 followers, 100,000
Like a
followers,
Pigeons 420 or
somebody
hey,
like
man.
that.
I'm sure hey, look, you know who'd be great for that shit? What's the name of the paper company again?
And then it depends because
hey, what's the name of that paper company again? That's what I want to know.
Fucking know.
Day Savers. Hey, look, Day Savers. 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, that would be a good motherfucker to do that shit. Putting Natty G on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Now, no lie, that would be good. But look, here's the thing.
See, I
I
wouldn't take it a shot.
I think they look at man. I ain't that's your ass. The thing is, I think they're looking for a certain amount of followers, and then like again, if you got a amount of followers, how much money are you making off of YouTube if you got a bunch of followers, like 70,000? You know what I'm saying? Cali Grown, that's who I was talking about. Cali Grown, motherfuckers like, yep, motherfuckers like him is what I think they hoping to land somebody. Because if you're a dude, that's a great example. If you're a dude like Cali Grown already, and you already doing fucking informative
Betty Crocker.
shit like this, yeah, 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 for sure.
420 girl.
Or a motherfucker like, nah, I don't think it'll be nobody like that. I don't think a motherfucker is big enough in terms of being known, or big enough in terms of going to events like Betty Crocker, right? Like I feel like they want somebody that's out there a little bit already. They don't want a motherfucker that who the fuck heard of Day Savers? You know what I'm saying? It's like so like they want somebody to help them. You know what I'm saying? You say lay low?
Okay. What we got here? Windows. Yeah, man. I think that shit would be dope for the right person, man. Shit. Hopefully, one of y'all go on a whim and motherfucking try to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I would imagine that's probably like a West Coast company, man. And if you're on the East Coast, you could probably help expand their market share.
What do they got? Let me go to shop. Let's see what they got, guys. Oh, they just actually got regular like tips and shit. So they like a wholesale place. So what do they actually sell? That's okay. They got they damn. So they like a raw, but they got their own shit. Okay. You know me, man. What do you call me?
Novelty, man.
I could see me. I could see. Could you see me buying this? I could see me buying this. The problem is that bitch look like a cigarette, and that ain't big enough. If I'm finna, that ain't bad though. Well, I need to see how big that motherfucker is. I ain't got no size represent. Can you put that bitch next to a pen or a motherfucking cigarette packer? Interesting. See, just by doing this little stunt they just did, I found out that Day Savers exists. You see what I mean?
Oh yeah, that was a great ass marketing thing. Even if they don't never fucking hire nobody.
That's what there we go. There we go. Cause they could say, nigga, we changed our mind. You know what I'm saying? Like they could say anything. Look at this shit. They just got a whole little sampler pack, nigga. That is interesting as the fuck. Look at that shit there. For $10, nigga.
Hell yeah, man. Shit. And if any of y'all got any podcasts yourselves, hey man, shit, might be a good time to reach out to their ass to see if they'd like to sponsor anybody. You know, because we just be out here doing this shit. You know what I mean? No funny shit.
Look at the tip.
We just be out here.
Types of tips too. Look at that. They got the regular tip right there. They got the glass tip and the wooden tip. With the that's not bad. It would be about what the shipping got to be. They're like the weed Timu. Yo, I smoke zig. I smoke zigzags too. I'm not a. It's weird. They want to piggyback off somebody else, man. I do agree. The right person can make this shit take off because they already do a lot of fucking shit. I wonder how long they been around. They got like they just came out in 2024. But I will ask them, do they want to sponsor us? I can tell you that much. That is for sure. Shout out to Day Savers. Hopefully we can try to get y'all a coupon code or some shit like that. Day Savers, get at us. I'll be getting at you for sure. not for that job, but you can sponsor us. We don't need 70 bands, but if you'd like to give it to us, we'll take it. But nah, this is it. 3 half-gram tubes, 2 full-gram tubes with premium tips, 3 filler blunt tubes that hold up to 2 grams, and 2 premium filter tips. That's not bad for $10. That's not fucking bad for $10, guy.
Why they call them day savers? Because they save your day.
Shout out to us. Y'all gotta get at us, day savers. You heard my man's over there. You heard him. Excellent fucking marketer. Tubi should have been hollered at him. Been hollered at him. Now the last topic, I don't have anything set up for it, but it was what I made the thumbnail off of. But sure, which we will get into. And look, guys, I didn't share my screen. I was just trying to figure out: does this motherfucker? Do you have shipping? Right? Do you have shipping with this shit? Cause hey, man, in sake of the show, in sake of the show, I will order the sampler pack of Day Savers, and I will do a review of it live. Just for the sake of the show, not because I want them, but just for the show, for experiment. Because I'm that type of guy. Do it for y'all.
Man, I think the chat would greatly appreciate that, man. No cap.
We can see what this Day Saver shit about. I'm gonna go on and order some, and then I can tell y'all what the shipping and shit would be like. But again, see the shit, cause I'm that type of guy that sees some shit. Oh, I'm gonna order it. Like I think that's what this shit is more about than anything. Than when you place an order, we will estimate shipping and delivery dates for you based on the ability of items and the shipping options. Damn, are you them? Is White Devil Cannabis Company actually Day Savers?
Man, who knows?
He said
Who
we.
knows? What'd he say, man? When
We.
you place an order, we will estimate shipping and delivery dates for you based on the availability. I think what he did was he just copied that from Google.
Nah.
Oh, Debo says I just bought this. Did you buy it before the show or after the show? Or or during the show, I meant before the show or during the show.
Copy and paste, bro. Okay. Now, wait a minute. Day Savers, I'm sure that Debo just bought this because we pulled this shit up. Shout out to us and all our viewers and Day Savers. Y'all might want to really check into this sponsorship.
Let's see.
Boy, what's up, bud? Everybody got you blocked, bro. This is like the third person you said got you blocked. What the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah, man, that shit crazy.
That. But yeah.
Real quick, man. Do any of you guys watch The Connect with Johnny Mitchell on YouTube? Just curious.
The Connect with Johnny Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
I do not, but for reference, that's the guy that's in the picture. I do.
No, that's not him. That's not him. Johnny Mitchell is like he blew up pretty fast, man. He blew like a lot of interviews. He had Unique Mecca Audio. Tons of like kingpins, drug dealers and shit. They talk about like transport, how it was transported previously, how they even transport now. I was watching this one dude who was talking about like how they fucking embed that shit in the fucking rubber and then they motherfucking break that shit back down. You know what I'm saying? Cook all the rubber out or isolate the whatever it is that they move it and then, you know what I'm saying, that they take that shit and, you know what I'm saying, dry that shit back out or whatever the fuck they do. So that shit was crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, man, y'all gotta check out The Connect because that's where I actually got this next topic that we're gonna cover, just to give some credit where it's due.
And this is about this guy, the king of India.
Indica. This nigga said India. Jesus. Bro, you just so you know, man, I'm gonna put it out there, man. Y'all can see this nigga's belligerently high today. This nigga's got problems today. Man, hey, look, this nigga started dabbing
Oh my
again.
god! Oh
Man,
my
that dog been
god!
killing you, boy.
It
Shit.
is. I'm like,
Is he the
what?
king of India? What? Nigga, why would we talk about the king of India on Stone the Street? You think I
Hey,
give a fuck about rupees? I don't give a fuck about no rupees.
this guy right here, the king of Indica. Yeah, I thought it was the king of India. It changes things right there. I'm sorry. It changes everything.
So this nigga thought that the king of India brought brought weed seeds over here.
I did. It changes everything.
Oh Jesus,
It
man.
changes everything. No, of course you're not a jackass. Hey, Django, you're not a jackass.
Yeah, man, that shit was
Tell
crazy
the
right there.
story real quick.
So
I got
pretty much just really quick, man, on the connect with Johnny Mitchell, he brought in this dude. I think his name is hold on, I'm trying to find his name for you. Give me 1 second.
my bad. My bad.
So buddy's name is Steve James, and he was pretty much a smuggler from way back in the 50s. And I think they say he might have smuggled his last load like in the 90s.
Royal weed.
And his name is Steve James. So pretty much what his claim was,
What
he
the?
had a buddy who had got some seeds from Afghanistan, given them to him, and he flew them back to Georgia, right?
Midnight.
And
Georgia.
and then eventually what he did was he took those same beans down to Jamaica, and from what he says, he had started a large grove, and then he started importing the weed that he was growing in Jamaica. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? He said he was making about $1 million on about 1,800 pounds
Damn.
or 1,800 kilos. It might have been. It was one of the two. And I know that's a big number difference as far as weight goes. It's
You know I
one
was
or
about.
2 pounds,
You know I was about to
but
ask.
but I believe it was kilos that he said, but I can't remember. And then one of the things they asked him, how many plants did it take for you to get that 1,800 point? And he was like, he was growing about 3,600 plants at a time in flower.
Damn.
So it was pretty fucking large outdoor outscale grow. Couple things that had stood out before we actually get into the actual topic
Okay.
is he said that when he first got in, he had some buddies down in Panama who was bringing up the Panama Red, and he said, man, it was the best weed at the time. It was about 3-4% THC, and everybody loved it. The shit always sold out. Which he would say that was better than the weed that he was seeing around from the U.S. that was, or from Mexico that would be, even lower than that. So I'm like, damn.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. That's what he said.
He said this shit was 3 or 4% THC.
Yeah,
And everybody liked it.
and that was the top. That was the top tier at the time. 3, 4 or 5%.
Mm-mm. I ain't going for that.
And he's saying this is before. I think was before, way before indica of any kind was coming through. And definitely before, like your loud and shit like that, because according to him, most of that shit is coming off of the indica. The indica he was saying he was having wasn't really getting no taller than 6 feet, even outdoors and shit. So that brings us up to the actual topic, climatization. That was a word that he used. Essentially, the way in which he used it was, hey man, I had to bring these these seeds from Afghanistan, which is all on the same, I guess it's longitude. If you go from Afghanistan to Georgia, they're on the same longitude, but he was saying he was having some issues initially growing the seeds in the US. And his whole thing that he said was he had to climatize those seeds. So I guess, grow them in the area of Georgia. And he said it took him about 5 years before they would ever grow right. So he said pretty much he had to climatize whatever, gear he was working with to make it grow properly here in the US. What do you think about climatization in that manner, especially being somebody who sells seeds,
What the hell?
That's what I think about climatization and something taking 5 years to grow right. Now let me stop. For real, that is the first thing I thought. No lie. What's going on? Okay, that was the first thing I thought. No lie, right? What the fuck? 5 years? But here's what I had to take into consideration about what he said and the statement that he said. Like we all know, there we go. That was what I was getting ready to say. White Devil Cannabis Company. I fucking swear that's where I was going with this shit. Sorry not to highlight it, but because that's what I was going to say. My first inclination was, man, fuck that. It don't take 5 years to grow shit. But that's because I'm an indoor grower, so oftentimes I always forget about the outdoors because I never think outdoors when I'm hearing a story or thinking anything. I'm never thinking outdoors because I never grow outdoors, right? But when I started thinking about the outdoors and I actually thought about what White Devil Cannabis Company was actually that comment right there, yo, it could have took a minute to grow it right if you're growing it outside because you don't control the elements, particularly if you got it from a climate completely different than the one that you got it from. So I can kind of understand where you're coming from, but that's one of the many, many reasons, bro, why I choose not to grow outside. But big risk. What the fuck?
What the hell?
Big risk, big reward when you grow outside, right? And
there you go.
Nobody.
So that was one of the things that I was thinking about right there myself. In those days,
Man.
I'm imagining this probably like the 70s, maybe even the 80s. Like when did indoor growing become a thing? Like the 90s, the late 80s.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like when did this even become something?
Now I know y'all remember my dumb ass thinking that people was actually stealing street lights, and they were. I wasn't aware that people was buying them. So I would probably say around the time people started using street lights. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, now look, man, I'm gonna tell you some real shit, and this is almost kind of like what Snowman just said. Certain genetics won't perform outside their climate. See, when I first heard it, I was thinking, man, this do sound kind of like a built-in excuse. You know what I mean? Like being someone who makes these, you know what I'm saying? You may not have the same experience that I have. Another motherfucker may do some shit. Like, let's just take what's his name? We'll use 408 Farms. Shout out to 408 Farms, right? Hey, man, I'm an indoor grower. My shit looks a certain way inside. This motherfucker take the shit outside. Goddamn plant is goddamn 30 feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that obviously I'm just exaggerating, but like the plant's way different. The expression is completely different as far as growth, if you will. Only in regards to growth.
That's true.
So that's one of the things I think of. And just even, being a person who sells seeds, like people always talk about testing, but like literally everyone's environment is going to be different. Even if you grow the shit in 4 or 5 different environments, what's to say that whoever gets the bean ain't gonna have a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 environment? You don't know what the fuck's going on. And another thing that I thought about was just kind of like altitude. If you're growing some shit up in the mountains, and you turn around, even if it is on the same longitude line, but the shit is at sea level, you know what I'm saying? It's probably going to perform a little bit differently because the plant is used to operating. It's been encoded to operate. Hey man, I get less oxygen, so I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna overcompensate for having less less oxygen or thinner air, thinner atmosphere being up here. Versus when I go down here, where it's all the atmosphere I could want, tons of oxygen. Well, now that shit just puts me in a twist because hey, I'm not used to operating like this. So in my mind, I'm thinking, hey, maybe that's what that 5 years period of climatization that he was actually talking about,
Mm-hmm.
what that actually meant. Now, doesn't mean that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
What up, Cloudy Days? Thanks for stopping through. Snowman says he's in the Northeast. When he grows outside, he got to get continentals.
Wow. Could you because I'm sure you want to say the same thing. Hey man, could you break that down? Would you be willing to expound on that a little bit more?
I just was like, look, guys, here's the truth. When it comes to growing outside, I know nothing. I'm like a fucking baby. Location will determine plants morphology, different expressions. Now, here's the thing. With that being said, can you do the same thing inside? Can I which breaks down to all this super duper climate control and climate setting and all of this? Can I simulate the climate of somewhere else? And if that's the key to genetics, why is everybody using the when you indoors? Why is everybody using the same universal temperature and settings if differentiation of climate is what gets you different expressions? Why would
Well, I
we?
think that would be the reason why they are doing this because they're trying to attempt to get the expression that whoever grew it initially, you know, presented to the world. Because you know that was another thing I think about, man. Back in the day, man, when we used to buy shit from the seed bank, I'm pretty sure they were probably just using random pictures at times. But I could always remember being like, hey, my shit don't look like the picture. No matter how many phenols a motherfucker would try to find. Like I remember just using French cookies as an example.
Hey,
I
you
know
gonna
you
make me
remember.
a better breeder, Snowman. Let me ask you a question. So, do they have continental cannabis seeds that people develop in the area? Like, can you use that same can you use that same theory with cannabis actual seeds, or were you talking about cannabis seeds? Because that's interesting. I would love like that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna bullshit you. That statement right there, bro. That statement, and I am so high because I've been eating weed through the whole show too. These cookies gone like a motherfucker. But look, that statement right there will make me try to start developing seeds for outdoors, bro. Because it would be so dope for me to be like, look, these are for fucking Missouri. These seeds are for Missouri, for our climate, for our weather, and they fucking deer resistant with all the fucking deer that we be having running. Dude, we be having deer running down the street in like straight residential areas, and we ain't in the fucking country. You know what I'm saying? Woodchucks, all of that other old good bullshit. So what if I could grow some shit or make some shit that was resistant to this specific shit that was in the area? Cause I tell you all the time, bro, it ain't necessarily the people that stop me from growing outside. Man, we got so many fucking animals, dude. Bro, I could never just have shit outside, just not covered, my guy. Ah, man. But that right there, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to you for letting me know what a continental is. I'm gonna do some research on that. Myself. That's very interesting. Yeah, it never look like the pictures ever because I think they always get the very best phenotype and show that picture. The one that you know how
I don't
you
even think that's the case because then that's what I was saying before you had looked at that comment or whatever. I was gonna bring up French cookies. If you go to the on the website and look at French cookies, no fucking French cookies that we've ever had look like that picture. As a matter of fact, it always looked way fucking better.
yeah, but we never had the same French cookies and our shit look the same.
Say that again.
We never we had the same French cookies, meaning it's not like you gave me a clone of it, you gave me seeds. And we
Mm-hmm.
grew it and our shit
Mm-hmm.
looked the same and we live in two different climates, but they shit look
Mm-hmm.
different.
Correct. Which has me wondering, like, all right, well, one, did they even grow the shit indoors? Right. Two, Not to say anything about Europe, but I believe that they grow in technology. Even though the internet has made the world a smaller place, I believe that a lot of the growing instruments that they had in Europe were probably a little bit further behind. And I could be wrong because I don't live there, but they could have been, whatever that picture was, it could have been grown under CFL as opposed to LED or HPS. And it could have been, or it could have just been grown outside. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how they grew it, what they grew it. And a lot of that shit is going to lend to what the actual end product actually looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that we were, even though our environment is not the same, for us being indoor, we were both growing with pretty much the same type of lights. Pretty much.
Well, that's my whole point. I can't say, it's a couple things. I can't say that they was growing that outside, right? I can't say that with certainty. It was like, yo, we grew this outside, y'all grew this inside. I can't say that with certainty. But if that's the case, cool. That would explain a lot because I know just from my own seeds being grown outdoors and then growing them indoors, not by me, by other people, obviously, because I don't grow outdoors. That shit look different, right? So that part I can get. I could probably go back to the pictures and say, yeah, that was grown outdoors. So I'm not saying that you right or wrong with that, right? If that's the case, then yeah, because they got a lot to do with it. That's already off the jump. Did they grow it outdoors? Okay, we grew it indoors, so it's gonna look different, or vice versa. I think that got more to do with it than where it was grown, like in terms of parts of the world. I think because if they grew it indoors and we grew it indoors, I don't think the part of the world even matter. I think then at that point it was then more of them picking the pheno that they liked and that they wanted to display. You see
Potentially.
what I mean?
I mean, potentially. Here's another thing I think about. Well, shit, what if when they made that shit, that was they F1, and that's the picture that we're looking at, as opposed to, hey, maybe the seats we got were F2, F3, F4, who knows?
It's a lot of variables, man. But here's what I do know and what I wish a lot of people would start. People start with hybrids instead of land race. That makes a big difference. True. How do I feel about that? Trying to think of how I want to put that. Man, we're looking at some denim on your camera. There we go. What the fuck that was?
Nah, man, I accidentally hit the camera thing. My camera was on. That's the couch, the back of the fucking couch and shit.
I knew it was cloth. The grotto. My first was Afghan Kush. I am a breeder, and at this point, I can't say that I won't ever care, because I care about a lot of things now that I didn't used to care about when I first started breeding, right? And that's why I tell people all the time, just because somebody does it one way, oh, I'm a breeder and you're a seed maker. I think that when people say they're not a real breeder, you're a pollen chucker, I think that's really just an inexperienced breeder. And here's why I say that, because there's a lot of shit that I care about now that I didn't care about in the beginning. And it was more along the ideas of how most people who you would call pollen chuckers, how they thought, right? But I started thinking, more about how more of your traditional breeders would think. But that only came with me doing it so long, right? My mind got like that for me doing this shit so long. It wasn't like that at first, right? So like, that's what I think. That's really what I think it is, like a pollen chucker, seed, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Those are people that just started making seeds. They just started breeding, because then people usually don't care about certain shit. Like I didn't care about trying to find certain things. What I cared about was, I'm gonna take this dope ass weed and this dope ass weed, and I'm gonna cross it together and make some dope ass weed. And hey man, if you start with good shit and you cross it, this is what they don't say. If you start with good shit and you cross it, 9 times out of 10 that shit gonna be good. It really is. Now, is it gonna be what you was looking for? Maybe, maybe not, because you probably wasn't looking for shit but some good ass weed the first time you did it. Because you don't know what to look for until you breed 2, 3, 4, 5 times. then you can say, "Oh, I want to try to isolate for this." But man, your first couple times, bro, you just making crosses, and as you do the shit more, that's when you want to learn about isolating shit. That's when you want to learn about alleles and genes and motherfucking genomes and all this other shit. And that's when you want to learn about how to
Really
isolate.
and truthfully, it depends on what you're trying to do. Because
Most
I'll be honest with you, I tell you, and I don't have no shame in this. Hey man, for the most part, I'm stopping at F1. You know what I'm saying? If I go to F2, it's because I didn't like the F1. And the reason why I'm stopping at F1 is because I want to give other people the opportunity, right, to take that shit past F1, F2, F3, F4. You do whatever you want. But my whole thing is I don't want to, this is just only me. I don't want to close down the gene pool and you can't just go in there and run a bunch of plants and pick some shit out of there that you want. And I know more than likely your shit is going to be different than what I got just because it's so many different expressions. I think that's a great way to not only help people who want to be able to buy affordable seeds, not only just affordable, but also makes it to where it gives you the opportunity to work. If you want to work something, you can most definitely do that. I think I think it's a lot of pros and cons of doing things both ways. If I'm being 100% honest with you.
The point that I was trying to make though, that I'll even use you as an example since you use yourself. You had a strain that you was like, yo, I want to go in and get that one back and try to work with that one. I want to try to find a better variety of that one and do that one over. In the beginning of you making seeds, you never would have said that, but because we evolved as breeders, right? Not, and when I say evolved, I don't mean we went to F2 or F3 or F10, anything. Just the way we thought about things evolved somewhat. It changed somewhat, so other things became important. Because I remember when we first started this shit, you would have been like, man, okay, fuck that strain, I'll move on to something else. But you found something in that shit you like, and you was like, okay, look, let me go back and fuck with it because I like this, this, and this. And we just wasn't thinking like that at first. At least I know I wasn't. And that's what I meant more so than taking something down a line or learning about line breeding or back breeding. You may never learn about none of that, but just how you think about it and what you're looking for changes when you first doing it. Because when you first started, it's like, yo, I just want to take this and this, and I hope I get something tight. Hope it's good.
Well, I mean, initially when I started, man, I felt like it's like you said, if you start with two things that you like and you cross them, more than likely you gonna like it.
I think you should, man. Everybody should try breed. Oh, but what I was thinking about was this. In the beginning, what made me say that was this. I really don't give a fuck if I work with a land race or not, is what I was really thinking. I was trying to figure out if I really meant that at the time. But at this time in my breeding career, right now, I don't really care if I do or I don't because I don't know a reason why I should care. And that may come with me doing way more research. And part of the problem is I've had a lot of success. Not that I can't be more successful because I can, but a lot of the strains that I made already are pretty good and they didn't start with land races, or a lot of the strains I made right now are pretty good and they are shit that I got from females that I reversed and crossed to other females, and they like, oh, when you do that, that makes this happen and that happen. And let me tell you, with my strains, and this is honest to God truth, they very resilient. They're not finna, it take a lot to fuck them up. So like, again, if motherfucker give me a reason to go to a land race, then I will. But right now, and I may not even know that I want to go to a land race. Right? I may want to move in this direction. I might not even know why. Oh, that's a land race. That's why I like that shit. I don't even know. But what I do know is, unlike everybody else, I mean, I just started growing not that long ago. Like maybe I just started growing about 8 years ago. So like, dude, I like shit. I like gelato. A lot of motherfuckers don't like. Oh, I'm tired of gelato. Like I like gelato. Like a lot of shit I like. A lot of that old shit I don't like, dog. I just don't. I mean, a lot of that shit I smoked and I do like. So it just depends. Like I don't really. I smoked Northern Lights that was shitty, and I think that's what did it too. I smoked a lot of shitty representations of old school shit. You see what I mean? So when I smoked Northern Lights, it was shitty, and that hurts you. That hurts it because hey, a lot of them old school strains that I smoked was because I grew them, and when I grew them, I didn't grow them good. And when
Well,
other people,
that's how I look at that shit.
when other people grew them, they didn't grow them good, right? But I can get,
Shit.
and it's no lie, I can get some runts, right, that wasn't grown well, and it's still gonna smoke better than that Northern Lights that wasn't grown well. It's weird like that, right? And they both gonna not be a good representation of each other. But I think with this, what's up, Guido?
What
I
up,
think
Guido?
with this weed today, I think that it's easier to get a better representation of bad weed than it was back in the day, right? Because of the numbers and shit being so much
Man, didn't
higher.
you hear that 4%, bro? Man, that's literally what I was about to say, man. And you know, I'm not a hater, but we just gotta call this shit what it is. What niggas are high off of is their memories. The reason why that shit be bad now, you know what I'm saying, is because the shit we smoking now, honestly, is stronger. The problem with it is it just most of it is not long lasting. And I think that'll be the thing that people need to figure out. And the reason why I honestly think a lot of this shit ain't long lasting because motherfuckers don't run their plants 13 and 14 weeks anymore.
Okay, that's number one. But White Devil Cannabis Company did bring up another point. He said they test differently today than they did back in the day.
Hey, look here, boy. You know, back in my day, man, we had something called the eye test. Yeah, you're right. They do test differently. Yeah, just look at it with your eyes, boy. It's good.
That's
You know
another
what I'm saying?
topic. That's another topic we'll bring up one day, Django. Bag seeds, right? And here's why it's an interesting topic. Because people tell you what, if you breed with Hermes, then you'll breed it. You don't want to breed with no Hermes now. Stay away from them Hermes. But what the fuck is a bag seed, cuz? Something
Well,
Hermes,
you don't.
and pollinated
You
your
never
plant.
know. You don't know
9
that.
times out of
That's a
10,
bad.
bro.
That's a bad statement.
9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, if you get a bag seed, it's because something harmed, right? And here's why I say this.
Not true.
Why is it not true?
I'm about to prove it to you right now.
Okay.
And I'm about to show you how you can prove it. And you really can't even prove it doing that. The only way you could really know if something harmed is if when you grow that bag seed, that shit is feminized. Now, I've grown plenty of bag seeds. Matter of fact, the first grows that I have ever done was with a bag seed. You know what I'm saying? And both of them motherfuckers was males, which would let me know that that shit got pollinated by a male plant and not necessarily a female plant. So that don't mean that the shit harmed. You know what I'm saying? Now, if when you pop that bean, it's a female, more than likely, because remember you're dealing with feminized pollen on feminized plants.
Again, like I said, not every time, but more than likely, it comes from your shit harming, right? Because okay, your shit might have been, again, it's possible for somebody to have a breeding project with males, and the reason I say that is because usually a seasoned grower is not gonna be he's gonna get the males out of there before they spit pollen, usually, right? A seasoned grower, one is selling weed for you to get a bag seed in. He's gonna know the difference between the male and the female, so he's gonna get the male out of there first. Usually, not in every case, but usually. So that's why I said what's more likely to happen is a person has something harm, right? And throw a nana, not even harm, throw a nana, right? And pollinate some shit to the point to where you only got 1 or 2 seeds and some shit. So that's maybe, you know what I'm saying? But again, I'm thinking about indoor, right? So again, we would have to say, I would say this: if you're growing outdoor, it's a good chance it's for males, right? Because I'm only thinking indoor. But if you're going indoor, you know what I'm saying? If you're going indoor, dog, that's got to be a fucking female.
Not necessarily.
Man, ain't
bro.
nobody. This is why I'm saying that, because ain't nobody. When you growing indoor, dog, you're gonna get that male before it spit pollen, dog. 9 times out of 10.
Man, it's very possible because here's the thing, bro. I'm just gonna keep the shit 100 with you. Ever since I've been in this community for the longest period of time, you know what I'm saying? It's been motherfuckers who let males get by them. You know what I'm saying? And it's too fucking late. Now maybe you, because you're anal and you want to be pause, and you know what I'm saying, you and your girl every day, a couple of times a day. Where some other motherfuckers might not be like that. But the male's been slipping by since I've been growing, at least in the grow community. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion. And, you know, I feel like on the rewatch, you'll be like, man, edibles kicked my ass. Them oatmeal's a lot stronger than you thought, huh?
Bro, no, I
No, I'm just
don't.
fucking
I
with you.
feel like
I'm just trolling you,
I
nigga. I'm
feel like
trolling.
it's 2 or 3 different things. I feel like first of all, what level are we talking about? Are we talking about big scale or small scale? Are we talking about indoor, outdoor? Because it's levels to this shit. Again, like I told you, I tend to only think about the shit the way that I do it, which is flawed and wrong. But again, if you're a person like me, right, on a scale of like, say, like you know, a small operation where you just running like a fucking 10 by 10 or some shit like that, right? And you only got like, man, I don't know, maybe a few patients, you're gonna catch that shit, right? I don't know how they do that shit in facilities, right? I don't know if they grow males and females together. I wouldn't think that they would, but you know, all the indoor facilities that we be
Well, I'm
seeing,
pretty sure in the last couple of years, especially large format growers, they take them strains and get them sex tested, or they have the equipment to sex test them on site. But that's what I'm saying, bro. With the bag seed, even with that bag seed, and that's really just the point of it, is that it's still tons of variables that you can never know because, like I said, man, I've had bag seeds. The first 2 plants I ever grew, man, I told you a story. Bro, I went and bought a
never,
fucking
bro.
a
I never
T5. I
said
went
that
and
you
bought a
couldn't,
600 watt
bro.
HPS, and I'm like, all right, shit, I'm about to flower this shit. I had that 600 watt in the little ass closet, and both of them motherfuckers had ball meat.
My guy,
Unsuccessful.
I never said that. Oh my god, 100% of the time it's gonna be fucking a female. That's not what I said, dog. What I'm saying is, in my experiences, it's been the opposite. And for the people I know, it's been the opposite, which led me to believe, hey, maybe it's coming from a motherfucker doing shit the way that I would do it. Or most of the time, I see people, man, dog. I'm gonna keep it. You know what? You know what, dog? Here's the real deal.
What
Bro,
the hell? Hot shit.
most of these motherfuckers actually be having herms in they fucking garden every goddamn day from these fam seeds, dog, and they don't catch that shit, dog. I can name a gang of people, and I'm not gonna do it. But what I am gonna say is a gang of motherfuckers have herms in that shit all the goddamn time. And if it ain't outside, it's still in a fucking greenhouse or fucking indoor. My thing is this. With all these goddamn fem seeds you got going on right here, why the fuck would anybody even plant regular seeds outside any goddamn way? To me, to me, to me, and I don't grow outdoors. I'm gonna plant some shit that's gonna be a film. That's number one. Now, if the shit harming is supposed to be a film, that's one thing. I ain't even finna plant no regular shit outside. I ain't talking about fucking 20 years ago. I'm talking about now. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Like, word.
Django says, I take a chance with every bag seed up front. Hey, look, man, for sure. And in any seed, you will take a chance. Whether it's a regular, whether it's a film, all that shit is a chance. And shit.
Well, I just think it's bullshit that people keep saying, "Oh, don't breed with a Hermie," because nigga breed with whatever. Then if niggas breeding with bag seeds, because you don't know if you breeding with a Hermie or not. At that point,
It's very true. You do not.
so my thing is this: why do motherfuckers keep saying don't breed with Hermes, right? If you're gonna breed with some shit that you don't know is a Hermie, or is that why people say, "Oh man, the game fucked up because people is using these unknown genetics, and that's why we got all these Herms because they're using Herm seeds." Right? What is the real deal with that shit, bro? What's the
I
real
think
deal?
if you want my honest opinion,
Hell yeah.
I think 100% that's what people are saying. I think that's people's opinions on this shit. Hey man, not only are people, you know what I'm saying, I feel like a lot of people's opinion is, hey man, not only are people feminizing seeds, but not only that, these motherfuckers can't even grow regs. And here's my thing, and I'll be the first one to say this shit. Hey man, I've grown Regs and had Herms. I've grown fucking Fems and had a Herm. So to me, shit, no matter what you do, you're still gonna have a chance of potentially having a Herm. No matter
So
what
why
you
wouldn't
do,
you?
you're
So
taking
why
a
wouldn't
chance no
you?
matter what.
So why wouldn't you just grow all fem seeds outside then? Why would you even fucking grow regulars outside then?
Because some people don't like to grow Fems. Like if you in Jamaica, them motherfuckers don't want no Fems at
Nah,
all.
we ain't talking about fucking Jamaica, bro. I'm not talking
Shit,
about no
it's the
out.
same concept. Whether you in Jamaica, America, wherever the fuck you at, motherfuckers may not want some shit that's been motherfucking reversed. Some people don't want feminized. They look at that shit as against nature. We've talked about this shit several times.
This the first
But hey,
statement that makes sense.
that's how
Feminized
them
seeds,
niggas look at that shit.
nope. This shit makes sense right here. Feminized seeds are more prone to weakness outdoor. Cool. That I will take. You know why I take that? Because I don't grow outdoors and that shit makes sense. But you know what I can't take? Oh, it's not natural. It's not. That's what I can't take. This shit right here, accurate fucking statement. Appreciate the statement, Emerald Coast 420. Because that shit makes fucking sense. But I told you what don't make sense. Oh man, it's just nah. I don't believe it's not God given. I don't believe in that. Nah, that shit don't make sense. That's bullshit. This shit is real shit right here. That I can understand.
Hey man, you know the great part about this world is everybody don't have to understand everything. So that's the reason why, you may not be a
No, 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 no,
Scientologist.
no. I just
You
said
know what
that
I'm
make.
saying?
No, I just said that makes sense to me, bro. That's all I
Yeah.
said.
Making sense is understanding. You know what I'm saying? It's all the same shit.
To me,
So
that's
my
all I was saying, cuz. That's all I was saying. That shit makes
I
sense to
I
me.
I
I ain't
personally don't
I'm
give a
not
fuck.
finna. I got
No,
you.
listen.
I got you,
I
cuz.
don't give a fuck what none
I,
of them niggas think.
I
Hey,
got you.
it's films to the world blow for me. Cause I don't
I
have
got
time for this
I
shit.
I got you. I was just trying to figure out, like, again, stop the hate. This shit made sense to me. That's all I was saying. Again, it ain't gotta make sense to everybody. It ain't gotta make sense to anybody. I was just saying what made sense to me. That's all. That's why I said shout out to fucking Emerald Coast 420 because that shit made sense. But again, when you get all these fucking breeders that say shit, dog, they speak against what the fuck
That's
they
another thing I
actually
don't fuck
doing,
with
bro.
is autos. I don't fuck with the autos neither.
I started, I started off growing weed for the first fucking 2 years with like, bro, I actually grew with autos like hellas ago. That's all I did was grow autos. You already know. I ain't even got to go back there and say all of that shit. But
I don't
anyways,
fuck with them.
I already know you didn't. But my whole point, the whole point of what I was saying was like, at least that shit made sense. Or a motherfucker just say, look, I just don't like, you know what I'm saying? If you just telling me I don't like it, cool, that makes sense. But it's different when you try to make what you don't like into like a fact. You know what I'm saying? And that's not, that ain't it. Like, again, we'll just take experiences. Every auto that I grew, and I don't know if you remember this or not, bro. Every auto I grew was always a female. I always got that shit from Irby's Seeds or Seedsman or Seed Supreme. I didn't even know that auto flowers had males for like shit until I had been growing auto flowers for like 2 years. And homeboy we used to fuck with named Kush. Shout out to Kush. Kush had got some males in the auto flower. And I was like, damn, nigga, I didn't know auto flowers had males. Cause I had been growing them bitches for 2 years and never had a fucking male. And I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Still to this day, for my memory. Some of the firest weed that I had was an auto, nigga, red poison. I'll never forget that shit. Red poison. I will grow that shit again. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. That's to me, and I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you, White Devil Cannabis Company. To me, autos start having males when people like myself start fucking with autos and breeding with them. But when I was getting autos, when people was getting autos from like Irby's and like the companies, they wasn't getting no males for real. I mean, I didn't hear about them. I didn't hear about people start getting males until motherfuckers start breeding with them. Yeah, sweet seeds. Hell yeah, red poison. You already know. Not to say that it can't be, because it could be harms in anything, no matter what it is, no matter who you are. That's the moral of that story. They happen. It's like being born with 6 fingers, nigga. Sometimes it happen. It ain't often, but it happened. I should know. I
man.
had 6 fingers. I should know.
Yeah, and that's literally why I be saying the shit that I be saying. Motherfuckers have to just do what work for their ass. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Red, film, auto, photo. I mean, me personally, I ain't fucking with no autos, and I don't want no regs. The last reg that I grew hermed on. Shit. Now, was it the seed or was it me? I don't fucking know. But I'm cool. So I just grow films. You it. No,
Hey,
even.
cloudy days. That's kind of what I was saying when what you call it had made his statement about the location and climate. Like I could see that shit. I could see that shit being real, but probably um I wish it could be more specific than like a location for us, Western, Midwestern. I want that shit to be specific for us, like Missouri and motherfucking Illinois. Like I want that shit to get specific.
Hey, look, man, that shit is really already like that. Not even trying to be funny with y'all, and it's been like that. Mendocino Valley, motherfucking Bay Area, motherfucking Washington. Like it's well known places. It's well known for the location of the weed. And guess what? Them niggas are having a hard time because that shit don't matter. What it's really about is how cheap can you give me it, and how good does it look?
Nah, what that
Those are two. Those are two top things.
right. But what he was talking about is shit that can't grow. Like it literally can't grow anywhere but California. It don't do well. Like old boy was saying, oh man, it took me 7 years to get this shit to grow here. That's really what he was talking about. And I think he was talking about like more top shelf craft as opposed to um mass market, if you will. Like how you got Budweiser mass market, but then you got your craft beers that probably cost a little bit more, and you can only get them in certain places, but you can get fucking Budweiser everywhere.
Let's see. Put this spot. Put this. I feel like all this shit will break.
Yo, that's the thing. That's the thing, Snowman. That's the thing. When you get a breeder, right? Well, the term autoflower didn't come from it not being no males involved. It came from it automatically flowering from the ruderalis being involved with it. That ain't really got much to do with a male not being there. But what I can tell you is it's just like life. If you take a male to it, it's gonna have some males in there.
Well, here's my question: are all ruderalis plants feminized?
I don't think so, but that's a great question if they were, and if the question is if all ruderalis plants produce feminized pollen, right? Then that would mean all autoflowers would be feminized. But I don't know that that's the case. I will have to look. I can't say for certain though. I really can't. That's a great question. I'm gonna have to start jotting some of this bullshit down. That's what we're gonna start doing as we get questions, y'all. We're gonna jot them shits down, and I'll actually look them up. I don't think so, but
Yeah, yeah, man. I was pretty sure I know the answer to that, and I don't think that they
I don't
are.
think so.
So
Right,
I think what
but
happened
again,
was
I just said
somebody
that.
used a different because maybe there was one that only does that, or maybe there are different types. So what I think is when you start introducing different strains into them, you know what I'm saying? Ultimately, what happens is because no one wants to just grow Northern Lights autoflower. You know what I'm saying? For forever. No one wants to do that. So I think once motherfuckers start introducing new strains, like you know what I'm saying, the motherfuckers use what they had, whether it was a fem seed, whether it was a regular,
That's my
and they
point.
use regular pollen and put it on
My
there,
whole point. At that
or
point in
whether they
time,
found other species. Because I don't know how many species or variations, if there are even any of ruderalis. You know, maybe it's only one ruderalis type plant.
first you just said that you're pretty sure, right? You can answer that question, right? And how you answered that question was what? You're pretty sure that it's not feminized pollen. What I would say is this: I don't know any male cannabis plant, right, that spits out female only pollen. We have to do something to it in order for it to make the pollen feminized. I would I would say it's the same thing with the ruderalis plant. I don't think it's a species of ruderalis plant that produces female pollen, right? That
There's more than one. So it says ruderalis types of cannabis are more likely descended from indica. So it's multiple types, I guess you would say, of ruderalis. So it's more than one.
right.
But who knows? Maybe it's because it seems like it would be maybe like more like a land race, but maybe that shit's just grown in separate areas, so it's the same shit, but it grow differently in different areas. Same shit we was talking about earlier about like climatization and shit like that.
I get it, but it ain't no plant that has male and gives you female. That don't really happen. You can get a female plant that grow and what probably happened is the female plant spit up on itself and and made seeds, but it couldn't have been no male involved because when you add a male, that's gonna give you regular something. We both know that from breeding, so it had to be a female, right? It had to be a female. They got to the end of life, and for survival, it harmed and gave you seeds, and those seeds would be female. Because if it's a male involved, it's gonna be some males. Yes, Django. Even if the male identifies as a female, that motherfucker busted. Busted. And more than
Yeah,
likely,
man.
that's probably how I went. Oh, I charged my fucking battery. That's what I hate about pens. Mm.
And that's the thing about this shit, man, because they say indicas come from sativas.
Okay. What do that got to do with male and female?
Now I'm sitting here looking up this ruderalis shit,
Oh.
see what type of actually thing it is, because they saying they don't know if it classifies as a third species of cannabis.
Some do, some don't. But again, it's what we do know is it's a fucking plant like everything else. Respectfully. Yeah. And because it is a plant like everything else, the only way to get, like I said, I think the only way to get feminized pollen is that way. I don't think a male spit female shit. They do flower fast though. And I think being a breeder, because again, I know about a little bit about breeding to get feminized plants, and that's why I don't want to do it because the ratios that you got to breed down to in order to get true feminized seeds, right? Man, you got to do that shit so many times, and I'm not gonna do that, right? I'm not going to do that because if you do it one time, all of them ain't fam. Some of them gonna be fam. Some of them gonna be auto flowers. Some of them gonna be fast flowering. Some of them gonna be male. It's like it's too much, too many variables. Them boys over in the UK had that time.
Let's see.
Hell yeah, and it's cool. The only thing that's cool about the autos too is like I throw one or two in the veg if I had. What I hate about autos is man, yeah, and some the yield has gotten better. I just hate the fact that you gotta buy them over and over. I've gotten used to cloning. That's what stopped me with the autos. I can say this: if I was growing outdoors, I'd probably grow autos too to see if I could get, an extra, or I will grow a couple autos outdoors with my shit to get an extra 2-3 harvests in or some shit. That's actually what I'm talking about, Django. And if that's the only way I could see the ruderalis producing feminized shit, because it would have to be that situation, and that seed would be feminized, but I can't see a male spitting feminized.
According to this one guy, let's see, what is this? Seeds here now. The most common and easiest technique is self-pollination, which involves pollinating a female autoflower plant with male pollen that comes from the same plant.
Okay.
So it looks like there would be male and females.
That's literally yeah.
But my thing is, I don't understand how you would know what's a fast flower, what's a 3/4, what's an auto. Like, how do they know what seed is which? And it seems like they don't.
No, you gotta play like the ratio game. And you gotta go through a lot of them shits. But again, is there any fucking real way to tell? No. The only real way you could there's only one real way to tell one thing. There's only a real way to tell if you're gonna get a feminized plant, because you can control that off the gate. You can control whether those seeds are gonna be feminized or not. What you can't control is, hey, are these gonna be autos? Are they gonna be fast flowering? Or they, gonna be regular flowering? You can't control that. You can reverse an auto flower. You can find an auto flower that's a male and reverse it possibly. I don't know how, because the time is so sped up, right? You can get an original ruderalis, reverse that motherfucker, or you can let it just go, to the end of its life or whatever, and it'll, pollinate itself. I've never successfully done that, but again, everybody and everything say that the plant to do that. Hasn't never happened to me, but that's what they say. So it's ways to say that it's gonna be a fem seed, but again, you just gotta play the numbers game, because you can't grow every seed. And I don't care what nobody say, you ain't gonna ever know what every seed is. But them guys in the UK had a pretty good track record of doing that shit, though. I can say that, because I had good results over there. It's when I started seeing people growing from breeders on this side of the water, when they started getting crazy shit that happened and getting males and all kind of shit. But again, that's a very small sample size, because I don't know a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really even say that. Very small sample size. What I can say is the people that I knew. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I charged my pen. I think it was pretty. I think it was a halfway decent show tonight. Yeah, the electric bill stays lower with autos. Let me ask you a question. I don't know why that would be the case, because it would seem that when you in flower, you only got the light cycle on, 12 on, 12 off. So I don't know why
Yeah, Django, you talking about rotalization.
Mr. Django, thanks for finding that word. Yep, soon we'll sell flour for taste and expressions. Yeah. They use colloidal
Yes,
silver to
some
make
people
feminized
do.
seeds.
Some people do. That is true.
Did you know that?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Some people do.
Epigamy. Epigamy.
Let's see.
Apple.
You can get some autos now that produce okay and yield now too.
Yeah.
What's the most you ever got out of an auto?
Me?
Yep.
Per plant, probably. Gosh, I have to remember. Maybe like an ounce and a half or so. Ounce and a half. In a 3 or 5 gallon pot too. I know I ain't never got more than an ounce and a half on a plant though, for sure. And I would say out of all the autos I grew, I would say the average would probably be between 0.75 and an ounce, somewhere around there. 0.7. Now I've gotten some low ones, nigga. I didn't had a couple fucking autos where I done had, nigga, 12 grams. Yes, I've had a couple 12-gram autos. Yes, 12 gram. 12 gram. 21 gram. You know what I'm saying? But that'd be like the average, like 25 grams or so. You know what I mean?
That ain't bad.
It's not. The only problem is now. Here's the thing: the person might be like, "Well, how much do you get? How much do you get?" Oh yeah, we know what Applegami is. Uh, the problem is you might say, well, you get that amount out of a plant that ain't a motherfucking autoflower. That's true, but I can control the amount that I get out of a regular plant. And I can't control it with an autoflower because they way too sensitive. So you kind of just gotta let them do what they do. And you know what? Most growers, I know y'all don't want to hear this, but most growers are control freaks, right? And the reason I know this is because most indoor growers, I'm talking about rather, most indoor growers try to keep these numbers and parameters very strict, and that's fucking control. If you're an outdoor grower, you don't have a control issue because you realize it's things that you can't control. But as an indoor grower, man, we feel like we can control every goddamn thing. We feel like we can control every goddamn thing.
I don't know about all of that.
I question that like a mother. You know what? I question that like a motherfucker. And again, the reason I question that, I'm gonna tell you why I question it. Because that for that statement to be accurate, that means that the average that nah, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just gonna tell you why I don't believe it. The average plant would have to be about 250 grams per plant, right? That's got to be an average. So if done right, would have to be 300 grams. And I don't think on average everybody that pop a green crack auto gets 250 grams a plant when they like can't control it unless it's like a fucking super auto and it goes longer than a normal auto. That's just my opinion. I would have to actually see a motherfucker do that. I would have to actually see you, Green Emerald, or somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You got 200 grams per plant or 200 grams in your area. Because that's confusing. You got 200 grams on a sea of green.
I mean, look, I've seen someone do that. I've seen
200
someone
grams
get.
per plant. That's
I've
extraordinary.
seen somebody
I
get
have
some
not.
crazy. What's the boy name?
I haven't. That don't
Maybe
mean it
not
can't be.
even 200. I'm
Look,
not even
that don't
saying
mean it
two.
can't be
Hold on.
done.
No, I'm not even saying it was 200 grams. I don't know the exact weight, but I know that motherfucker had grew like a 2 pound auto. We know that motherfucker from the what is it, Grow Pot Cheaply or some shit
Neil,
from back in the day. Yeah, from back in the day. So we seen him do that big ass auto. That shit was crazy to listen. Now,
man, that shit look like death though.
hey man, probably, but that was a different era.
Shout out to you. That's like 6 ounces on one seed, somewhere around there.
Hmm.
So shout out to you. I ain't never seen no home grower do that. So shit, good for you. Especially in no tent, man. I guess it really I mean, again, when we say shit like when again, maybe I'm thinking wrong. When I be thinking shit like this, I think a tent, room, shit like that. I don't know if you go outside, could you get that? I don't know. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. You probably talking about outside. Then if you talking about outside, I could probably see that. Everything got to be bigger outside. So when I be talking, just to quantify myself, so y'all don't be thinking, damn, what the fuck is he doing wrong? No, I be thinking, I'm not like everybody else. I'm literally in fucking tents. Or I got a room that's like 10 by 8, you know what I'm saying? 10 by 15, some shit like that. Yeah, nah, G. We ain't nowhere near like that. So like, yeah, you, as they would say, you above my pay grade, homie. You know what I'm saying? You above my pay grade. Nah, hey man, I'm just very, very, if you're craft, man, I'm undercraft. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what that is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm really more like the straight actual real home grower. Like the home, I'm the type of home grower from a state that just like ain't been legal that long type shit. I'm the type of home grower that's gonna have like a couple 5x5s maybe, pushing that shit to the limit, or like I said, a 10x15 room, pushing that shit to the limit. Maybe half a basement if I can, but nah, we ain't doing numbers like that, unfortunately. So again, and I ain't scared to, I'm not scared to admit no shit like that. So my numbers that I be talking about reflects tent, um in tent indoor like numbers. Like my numbers reflect like 5x5 or 4x8 or maybe even an 8x8. So like, yo, when you say stuff like see a green, I'm again, that's my fault. My mind to be thinking small, way smaller than you. My mind be thinking small because I'm small. So my mind be thinking small, right? So I'll be like, damn, 20. Yeah. If I got some gavitas with a warehouse with a tall ass ceiling, you know what I'm saying? I could probably get a lot of them numbers and shit like that too. But I don't got that. I'm literally when I be talking, I'm literally just talking about a tent, um, or like maybe a small room. So yeah, I can see that. That I can see. What up, brilliant botanist again though. That I can see. So yeah, my bad. When you break it down like that, yeah, I can see that. That's why it's always important to ask, hey man, how are you growing? What are you growing in? Cause it ain't no way you finna achieve that in a tent. Just like you said, you don't grow in tent. So I'm like, again, now you can see why I was saying what you now you can see why I was like cap. But nah, that's actually not cap if you're growing outside. So or if done right, i.e. in a warehouse with a big situation like that. So yeah. But I would want to know what's the best at, like, I ain't gonna even say normal because hey, maybe that is normal and I'm below normal. But I'm gonna say, what did you think the most that a tent grower, you know what I'm saying, would have gotten out of a auto? And that shit from Neil looked like death. I question it. I question that shit. I know Emerald Coast 420 is not talking about this shit looking like that.
What up, brilliant?
That shit looked like he needed John Henry to cut that bullshit down. It looked like Moss Man or some shit. It looked like big towers of wheat, right? It looked like cornfields that had like laid over and got rotten
Hmm.
from the birds flying around it. It being laid there, right? It kind of looked like an owl had made a nest in the middle of it.
Hell no, an owl made a nest.
That seedless flower isn't Humboldt Seed Company using triploids. We need more breeders. They playing God with plants, making taste and seedless. Uh, no real honey for phenols. Okay, Claudia, here's the thing with that, right? I think it don't even matter what they do, right? Because I think it's so many people. That's one of the beautiful things about cannabis, right? And that's why I'm especially happy that everybody's a breeder right now. At this time, there's so many people breeding so many things that it's gonna take a long fucking time for them to breed all the seeds like out of plants because there's so many people that's breeding right now. So like you would have to actually stop. To me, you would have to actually stop home breeders in order to make industry to where it ain't no seeds. So that shit don't even really matter to me. Just take like if you just even look at just combine if you just combine all the people in this chat with the seeds that they made, we got fucking over 100 varieties of seeds in this chat. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even 200. And all of them varieties that we got just in this chat alone is gonna make seeds. And that's just us. So, and it's a lot of motherfuckers like us. So I feel like while they are trying to do that and get that off. I think we do got a lot of breeders. I think the problem is we need to start fucking with breeders that don't got all that big ass marketing, like Humboldt Seed Company. If we start fucking with regular breeders, we'll find out that it is more breeders, right? Might not be that many big name breeders, but it is a lot of breeders out here. At least that's my opinion.
That is true. I mean, shit, it's more than ever, honestly, if you really think about it.
Man, hell yeah, bro. Every fucking time I turn around, somebody breeding something. That don't mean they selling it, but everybody that's breeding don't gotta sell it. But they do have to just keep breeding. You know what I'm saying? They do gotta keep breeding. And even if everybody keep on breeding, man, like I just think about shit different, bro. When we already running on the second hour, and I don't even want to keep this shit longer. But I just think different when people like, oh, land race needed, land race. Like, bro, that shit is true. But let's just say if it wasn't no land race and all we had was what we got now, like, bro, we would just do what the fuck what nature did. We would create another land race. We would plant that shit outside in a specific climate, and it would morph to the climate and be the new land race. So, like, bro, like, I don't know, all that shit be like overrated to me. Like, land race only really means some shit that grow in the climate there, and you can just, you can take your shit and go plant it in Afghanistan right now, and in 30 years that'll be the fucking land race, bro. Don't name your shit. Go plant it over there in 30 years. That's the new land race. Like, you know what I mean? Not to take,
Yeah, why not?
not to take nothing away. I'm just saying, not to take nothing away from land races, but I'm just saying, it's kind of all the same. Long as you don't just like keep fucking spraying shit with colloidal silver every time. But if you allow some shit to just grow in one spot for fucking 50 years, why is it not a land race? How could it not be a land race? If you grew some shit in your backyard for 50 fucking years, is it a land race? What about for 80 years? Is it a land race then?
Yes, it is. I think even if the shit just starts growing naturally or growing wild in the area, that's when that shit becomes a land race over a couple different seasons. As soon as you don't have to do like any work to it whatsoever to get that motherfucker to do what it's supposed to do.
But if I just threw male and female seeds in my backyard, that would happen. Like, I know a couple people that shit happened to that just started breeding. Like, they grew shit outside. They shit got pollinated and shit came back like the next year. Specifically, 3 people I'm thinking of right now that happened to in St. Louis. You know what I mean? Ditchweed is technically a land race. That's what I'm saying. Like, when they be saying land race, dog, ain't that technically anything that just grow from the fucking land? Isn't it debatable how the fucking seed got there? But the seed had to get there. Long as the seed got there and it's growing and doing this thing over time, now it's a land race. But that's neither here nor there. I was getting ready to close out the goddamn show. You know what I'm saying? until that happened. You know, me and my fucking opinions.
Ditchweed is technically a land race. Well, man, that shit is very broad, man. Not even trying to be funny. It just really depends. You would have to really see and test it genetically to know if it's the same exact ditchweed. Because it might be multiple ditchweeds, you know what I'm saying? In your area.
But it might be multiple different weeds in Afghanistan. In the area.
I'm sure it is.
But they still call all this shit Afghanistan.
Not all of it. I'm sure, you know, for at least for me, the way I understand the way these motherfuckers go is the people in the areas have an understanding of which plants have been growing in the area for a period of time. And even though the shit isn't every plant don't grow the same. You have many different phenotypes, but motherfuckers then just go and pick the seeds because they just letting all that shit breed together. They don't know. There is no exact plan. You know what I'm saying? If you grow in this area and you motherfucking cross to another plant, eventually all that shit will become homogenized.
Again, it's the whole chicken and egg thing. I'm not saying nobody's wrong. Landrace strains are formed over hundreds of years from plants that naturally were created in the area. Again, somebody or something had to put the first fucking seed there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So even if let's just say I plant the shit in my yard 100 fucking years ago, or if now, and it just keep growing for 100 years, eventually it would be a land race. That's all I was saying, man. It would, long as it's naturally sustaining and that shit come back every year. Just like if you naturally plant any other type of fucking fruit tree in your yard and don't feed it, and the nature feeds it, and it plants a fucking apple tree there forever until it dies. You know what I mean? Because nothing lives forever. Now, obviously, if the apple falls and then it rots and then another tree grows, like, yeah, but yeah, that's all I was saying. I'm not saying it's possible to create that shit in our lifetime, but again, it is possible to create that shit in our lifetime if we sustain it. You know what I'm saying? For generations, which that's interesting within its own thing. But that's all I was saying. Breaking it down to its most simplistic term is all I was really doing.
Django says he's seen a few man-made land races. Southern darks is one.
More
But
than
it's
likely,
hearts.
more than likely, Alabama yellowhammer. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I grew that shit. I know that to be for real. I remember when Kush went down there. You know what I'm saying? And I wish I had some of that because I really did want to breed with that. But again, man, who the fuck knows? I would love to get some of that shit tested by our standards today. There's a lot of differences between the shit back then and now. We growing under different lights, all kind of shit. But I know they mostly talking about the shit being grown outside though. So, I can't comment to that. One of these days, I'm gonna have to grow outside, man. Maybe when I buy this house, man, because I'm trying to buy a house. Maybe when I buy this motherfucker, uh, this next motherfucker there, I'm far enough out, I grow outside or something, man. I need to try that shit though. I guess that shit really different, but mm, I'm having problems with my ceilings right the fuck now. I can't even think about how I would solve this shit that I'm going through now if I was out fucking side. I just be, man, had to eat that shit. You know what I mean?
Man, what's going on with your seedlings, man?
Boy, them motherfuckers got a calcium deficienado. Yeah, y'all do. Hey, no lie. The weed that y'all get off of them goddamn plants is astonishing. Like y'all got enough weed to last all year, and then some, and then some. So I get it. Like, man, the shit be big. Yeah, I think it's a calcium deficiency. It was either calcium deficiency or or root aphids, but I checked the soil. I ain't see shit moving around that motherfucker, and it was consistent with how it looked for calcium deficiency. But and then also the ceilings wasn't getting affected. Like the ceilings would grow and they would grow up and be fine. And then like after a while, after they get the first set of true leaves, we looking good. Second set of true leaves, we looking good. I might transplant into a 1 gallon or transplant into a bigger cup. Cause I only sometimes for space purposes I might only store my plants in like a 4 ounce cup. And I might transplant to like a 20 ounce cup, you know what I'm saying? Just to save space. If it's like that. Or sometimes I just go straight to the 20 ounce. But either way, after I don't know, one, two, after about this like second, third set of true leaves, start getting these like rust spots. And they'll start like wilting, you know what I'm saying? Like kinda from the bottom up though. The new growth won't really be wilting like that. So I did what I usually do. Flushed everything out with the peroxide. hydrogen peroxide first, and then we'll start from that. And I started doing my research and figured that it's calcium deficiency. I did not go with Cal Mag though. I just actually added calcium.
And how do you do that?
I got calcium and I got calcium powder made by I can go grab it and show you if you want, but it's made by, I forgot who it's made by, and it's half a tablespoon in a quart of water. And you can either spray it on the plants or you can use it as a soil drench.
Okay. And have you seen any results, or are they coming back? What's going on?
I just did it today. Just did it. Just so I don't know. We'll have to. I can report back next episode for sure. Cause I just did it today. I didn't do it to all of them. I only did it because it's literally affecting all of them to some point. Cause I told you I had some fucked up clones. Okay, cause I had a ton of issues. Right. The first issues I corrected, which was the cold and underfeeding of the clones, which was killing their ass off. Once I corrected that issue, that's when I ran into this issue. Well, I had an issue after that. The issue after that was I couldn't get nothing to grow, period. Everything was just fucking dying. I couldn't even get to the true leaf
What
part.
up, buds?
Everything. What up, Buzz, bro? I couldn't even get to the true leaves part. Everything was just like fucking, like literally dying, bro. Okay, so once I conquered that thing, nothing ain't, and these were all different issues, not like the calcium issue or not, none of that. These was different issues. The first issue was underfeeding, coldness and underfeeding, and improper light. Right? Okay, so once I got those things together, and I know because I did those things one at a time. Once I got those together, cool. The seedlings are doing good or popping. My seedlings are popping. They getting a first set of true leaves and then a first set of real leaves. Okay, that's cool. My clones are doing okay. They rooting, mad, crazy roots, everything cool. But what is happening is I put that shit in the dirt.
Mad crazy roots, yo.
Mad crazy roots, yo. I put that shit in the dirt. That's how you know I'm not from the East Coast, because East Coast niggas don't even talk like that. That's just a nigga talking like how you think East Coast niggas talk. But anyway, I put that shit in the dirt. Everything be cool. Everything, that leaves will start drooping. And then they'll get little brown spots. Then it'll be like a little clear spots. Then brown, then wilting, then dying, and it start working its way up. That's why I thought it was root aphids at first. And I checked, like I said, I checked all the soil and it was good. Like I couldn't find anything moving around in the soil. Got out the old jeweler's loop, the magnifying glass with the light, you know what I'm saying? Couldn't find anything. I thought it might have been the cocoa I was using, right? Couldn't. But again, I'm gonna tell you something interesting. This is how I figured out it was calcium too, y'all. I got one plant in flower right now. That's the snowman. I got one plant in flower, which I put it in flower, took it out flower, put it in flower, took it out flower. That plant should be fucked up, but it's not. Fine. It look ugly, right? It look weird as fuck, but it ain't gonna throw no nanners or nothing like that. It's fine. I put the plants that was like, okay, I got the strain that I got called Megatron. I cloned it. Made a gang of clones. That strain clone hella easy. And this Megatron is Banana Frost times Cherry Garcia, right? Clone hella easy. Well, I cloned a ton of them, right? But the parent one that I took the plant off of that was having them problems, when I put that shit in the flower tent, right? Because you know, I got that shit from your ass. Oh man, as long as I limp it to the flower tent, it'll be okay, right?
You didn't
Bro,
get that from me. Don't lie.
Yes, I did.
Don't lie on me, man.
I didn't say you did it. I just said I got it from you. You guilty? God damn it. Now what I'm saying is this. When I put it in there, all the problems that it was having, it didn't have those problems no more. And I was like, what the fuck? So like, I'm saying, okay. Well, I know the ratio of shit is different when you in flower. Right? So I'm
Hey,
like,
look, man. It's like I had told you, bro. Man, hey, look. Not to cut you off, man, but we was talking about this shit, I think, on last week's show. Because I'm sitting here looking at it right now. Brown spots on leaves, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here looking at it, and these motherfuckers say magnesium. These motherfuckers say calcium. They also say some kind of fungus called Sephora something. Sephora.
Mm-hmm.
What's this shit called? Low low pH. It's like a plethora of things that it could be. So the reason why I brought that up, man, because I wanted to ask you, man, when is the last time you calibrated your pH pen?
That's
Just out of
my,
curiosity.
that's the next thing. I'm gonna check the calibration on my pen. Shit, probably when we get off this motherfucker, because I haven't actually checked it. And the reason why I haven't checked it is because of the type of problem, the way the problem manifests itself. I feel like if the pH of the pen was fucked up, the plants would be dying quicker. They wouldn't when they sprouted, they'd be fucked up, right? Like I feel like if the because small plants can't handle pH swings, but because this is a problem happening as the plant gets older, I feel like that's what leads me to believe, hey, I had enough calcium at first starting out, but as I get older and you're not giving me any, hey, I don't have any now. And now this shit is getting worse because I had my fucking gelato dog. I had 3, 4 sets of leaves, and it just started having them spots. And then wilting, nah, but I will. I never, you know what? I never have checked the drainage, the pH of my drainage, but I'm gonna have to start doing. I'm gonna do all of that this time just to see if if the calcium isn't the problem, right? Because I've already, started like saying, okay, I think this is the problem. I'm gonna give this a while, and then I like I'm still gonna check the drainage, but in terms of changing things, I'm not gonna change shit else right now until I see what the fuck is the deal with the calcium. But anything I can check, like I can check the pH of the drainage, I can check the pH of the shit going in, I can check the actual pH pen, I check all of those things. I bought a pretty fucking damn good pH pen. I bought a pretty damn great pH pen. So whatever this
Man,
motherfucker is,
you got the calibration solution in the pen
fuck
on
yeah.
standby?
Yes,
You got it
sir.
on standby? Man, why don't you show people how to calibrate it, man?
Because it's all the way downstairs, and I would have to
Oh,
go downstairs and grab it. And where this shit is and where the pen is at, it's two different things. I ain't even set up to like do that shit.
that's what I was saying. Like, if you wanted to, go run and grab it. You know what I'm saying? Take you 2 minutes. Yeah, Piff, man. And I'm trying to, get them to show y'all how to do a pH calibration on a pen. What is this?
Yeah, I have to go find a lot of shit.
Oh, shit, we good, man. Don't even worry about it.
Nigga, you got a pen, you can show us how to calibrate that bitch. Don't you be
Man, that
trying
shit
to.
is in a box
Hey,
somewhere.
hey, yeah, and we got time. The same place where I gotta find my shit.
Oh, you got to find it. That's different than
No,
you made it
I
seem
got
like you had it
wait.
on standby. That's why I asked first.
I got my pen, but I don't got the little. My shit came in a little suitcase. I just told you I gotta go downstairs and actually find the fucking suitcase. That's why I haven't checked the calibration of the pen itself because I need to. The only thing that I got was the solution that go inside the cap. Right, I keep it inside that solution. I keep that solution on standby. But like, in terms of like I gotta fucking find the box, and I tore everything down,
Buzz,
bro.
hey, Buzz, say most definitely need a lesson on there. Take you 2 minutes. nah, nah, and shit, maybe we'll do that next show. Even though, just to be honest with you, it looks like our guest is confirmed for next show. God forbid anything come up, Lord willing.
Wait, I tell you this, I am gonna put together. Stay tuned for next show. Well, we got a guest next show, but short of that, for sure. I'm gonna put together a list of grow hacks and just cheap shit that you can buy, right? With links. I'm gonna have links in the description to all of this shit that you can buy, right? The shit that I use and cheap shit. And not cheap as in don't work, but just pretty good cheap shit that's inexpensive. And I'm gonna just bring out through it the shit that I get from Amazon and all over them and the internet. Now go on here, bro. Tell us about this guest. My bad.
No, I was gonna say. I was just saying we got a guest next week. So if if we have a little bit more time next week, we'll most definitely potentially have Joe Wop, the calibration man, uh, calibrate his pen as fast as he can. Just give you a little.
What the hell?
Who said I was calibration, man? Good lord. That is the furthest thing from the fucking truth.
The calibrator.
I'm a nigga. Look, hey guys, I'm a person that will just go and buy a whole new pen because I won't calibrate it, nigga. I just go buy a whole fucking new pen. Let me tell you the truth. I'm a person and I can't believe the pen that I bought. I say it's expensive, but for all you guys that do all this growing no, not yet, because I can't set up I gotta set up the crap to where I can do the membership to where I can have the after party. It's time for the calibrator. 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 Yeah, I remember that shit. But nah, you gotta set all of that shit up. I gotta set that shit up to where I can do the after party and get a little crazy. But nah, I'm a cat that would tell you to go buy 5 cheap pH pens and just throw them mugs away, throw one away a month because they only like fucking $9 anyway. But I actually spent a little bit of bread for me and bought one that was like $97 or some shit, but it was normally like 200. It was a little during the sale time on Amazon, like 50% off type shit. And it was cool. But let me tell you something that I learned. The biggest thing about your pH pen is actually cleaning that bitch. And that's something that I do actually
You know what, man? I would partially agree. It's not the biggest thing, and it's something I ain't gonna lie that I don't do, but I notice a lot of places do, is the holding solution. So, not only cleaning it, but like how you store it.
yeah,
A
with
lot
the
of
solution in
times
the
you
cap.
should. Some people do that. Some people just keep them in like shot glasses. I ain't gonna lie, I don't do that. So, I think that shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? That
I didn't start doing that until this pen because I told you it had a whole little box. It came with a fucking suitcase, and the cap got a little line on it that's got the soaking solution. You put it in there, fill it to the line, and But even with all of that, I still have to because of I use salts. You know what I'm saying? I still gotta clean it because if you look in there, it's still like even with all of that, sometimes you'll have residue that build up in there. You know what I'm saying? Still, but I don't clean it with anything aggressive. It's kind of crazy. I'm super gentle with that bitch. But eventually, again, I would like to go to get something like not necessarily a Blue Labs. Not that I wouldn't get that, but it don't gotta be. I'm not one of the people that think, oh, Blue Labs, Blue. It's just gotta be something along that level, if that, or something along that level. One notch more up than I'm at because hey, I know I got extra probes that came with this thing that I can change out. I don't know that I would feel comfortable necessarily doing it, but it came with a whole bunch of bullshit, bro. A whole bunch of the whole, and I will bring it out next show. A whole bunch of fun bullshit, and we can just look through that shit together for real is what I'll do. Yeah, if you look down in that bitch buzz in the basement, if you able to look down in that motherfucker, like turn that motherfucker like here go my remote, turn it like that way and look down in it, you'll see a whole bunch of cruddy bullshit. Like for real. And I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that that's gotta do something to the reading that that it's supposed to get because it's all like cruddy. So I don't know. Boy, that's how I know you got time today, man. Any other time, bro, you'd have been rushing them up. But you've been, oh man, see, you just want to go all this long time. And like today, you just like, yeah, man, we'll wait, go do this. I'm like, damn, niggas, like, bro, we've been going 2.5 hours. You like, yeah, it's cool. We'll wait. I'm making a pizza. It's cool. That's all right.
No, man. I mean, shit. I'm definitely gonna have to get up off of here shortly, man.
Making a pizza.
Gotta do some
Let me
prep
see.
class tonight.
Let me see if I can.
So
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I think I got it. Hold on.
let's see.
By again. Let's do this. All right, guys, let's do this. This it right here. It was $105 actually. Nice. 79. I'm trying to think. It's okay. It's supposed to have auto calibration, so we'll definitely we'll definitely go through this. Yeah, that's the one. That's it came with all this bullshit right here. So that's what I was talking about. Little suitcase type deal. Then they tell you how to do all of that. So we definitely can go through that. You know what I'm saying? I will right on. Yeah, it's pretty cheap too. But like I said, next show, right? I plan that. Yeah, yep. Okay, that's what's up. Hey Pip, you be listening though, cause we got a lot of the same shit. You know what I'm saying? For real. On some things anyway. But now next show, that's like one of the things I want to put together, like like stuff like that. Cause like I never would have paid $100, $80 for a PH pen, but it came with all that stuff, so I think it was worth it. And I didn't even know it auto calibrated because again, like I told y'all, I took the pen out, got the storing solution out that mug, read the directions on how I should store it, and that's literally all I've been doing. Since then is just storing it properly. So I check the calibration. Apparently, it say it auto calibrate, so hopefully, um, it auto calibrate. So yeah, Pip. Hey, Pip, you calibrated that motherfucker yet? Well, Pip, you got every fucking thing. I swear. This
Hell
dude
yeah, man.
got everything. He smoked everything. Got the new shit. Smoked the new shit.
Shit, man, you can't be mad at him for doing that, man. Dude, but there's a piffy. You know what I'm saying? Let the
Is it an
man do his
automatic
thing.
calibration, like it say? Do it automatically calibrate for real, my guy?
Let's see here.
Go ahead and give me that thumbs up if it automatically calibrate, my guy.
Let's see.
I do not pH the soil. It depends if I get my cocoa. If I get my cocoa in a brick, like I like rinse it, but I'm not finna. And I only use usually I use can of cocoa. Actually, I didn't even know I used can of cocoa until I looked at the brand that I use. But that's usually what I use in a brick form. You go through each 3 port calibration. I wonder what the fuck they was talking about with the automatic calibration. I wonder what that is. I'm gonna try to read and see what that is. But nah, usually I use can of cocoa and that's what I use. So I don't really pH it as much as rinse it. And I wanted to get one of them pH meters, like for the soil, but like they be saying those are bullshit. So I never bought one. When I'm looking at them at Amazon and like at Home Depot and shit. So I don't know. I don't know one to trust, so I haven't really got one yet. And that was the next thing that I had a problem with. The soil temperature was really giving me really bad problems early on with a lot of these plants, bro. That's what I'm that's my next mission. Tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Or the next day, whenever I need to water again.
Definitely got to get that shit up under control, man. For sure, man.
Hell yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Shit,
look at that comment.
Here. Yep. Got to get on up out of here. It's been an amazing show. I don't know if you're gonna wrap it up or if you can keep going.
Yeah, I'm wrapping it up. I tried to wrap it up a long time ago.
Yeah, man. But hopefully next show we will have a really nice guest for y'all in the building. And I think we gotta try to figure out what we're gonna do for 420, man.
Should I think?
I think I got something special for y'all coming up, man.
Cause I'll be off work. I'll definitely be off work for sure.
Hell yeah. So with all that being said, man, we appreciate everybody coming through tonight, man. It's been an amazing show. Emerald Coast, 420, Piff 1000, Buzz in the Basement, Django, Miss Levanita. Let's see, man. We had a nice group of people. Cloudy Days came through. Had your boy from the video game community come through. Or your homie, should I say. D-Line came through. White Devil Cannabis Code. That's his name. Snowman came through. Guido Gas, what up? Appreciate you coming through.
Guido.
Yeah, man. That's all I got. That's all I can see.
It's all good.
I know Chris Hawkins was in the building earlier. Shit, man. Surprisingly, man, I ain't see Sci-Fi, man. But shit, man, this your boy Righteous ain't playing.
Damn, I don't think Con was here either. Okay, well, shout out. This chosen one, and only one thing left to do, man. Got them goddamn umbrellas.
Rain. Every time you see the boy, got a brand new strain. And the shit so Waco. Flame. Put your ass in a ditch. Saddam El Hussein. Two things that a nigga know. Pot of beans, let the shit grow. Green like that mean go. That mean go. Two things that a nigga know. Pot of beans, let the shit grow. Green like that mean go. That mean go. That mango. Peep the game. Cheddar lingo. Nigga, how far would the green take you? As far as you go. That mango. Peep the game. Cheddar lingo. Nigga, how far would the green take you? As far as you go. It ain't no game. All of these niggas, they looking for game. Lining they pockets, they flooding they pockets, they lining they pockets with all of this change. Shit ain't no game. All of these niggas, they do it for game. But one thing won't change, it will remain the same. None of these niggas will ever reign. All these hundreds in this bitch is gone. Tommy gun, honey bun, it's gone. Hope you brought your umbrella, it's gone. And we gon' cause it's gon' all these hundreds in this bitch is gon' Tommy gun, honey bun, it's gon' hope you brought your umbrella, it's gon' and we gon' cause it's gon' all these hundreds in this bitch is gon' Tommy gun, honey bun, it's gon' hope you brought your umbrella, it's gon' and we gon' cause it's gon'